Hi everyone. We're going to talk about WWE NXT Halloween Havoc, which was a great show. Oh my goodness. The match with the Von Evans and Leon Slater fences Mr. Iguana and Al Parka. All the move sets and all of it was amazing, I'm telling you. Amazing. And Leon Slater and Devon Evans won with a 450 splash. Man, it was good, I'm telling you. It was that good, I'm telling you guys. Back and forth, tag stuff, springboard, all that great stuff, super kicks and all that stuff, all kinds of great stuff in this match. And Devon Evans and Leon Slater won, like I said again, with the 450 splash on Mr. Iguana. Man, I'm telling you, go back watch that match, guys. That was a great opener. That was a great opener. I'm telling you guys. Oh man, I'm telling you guys, man, that match right there was good. And then we had Sarya and Soruka are walking out of the trainer's office and they got good news, but Soruka is gloomed because it's a lot to progress. And Sarya told her to not worry because she's still going to be champ at the end of the night and stuff, which that didn't happen, guys. Then we had Easy Dame and Tatum Paisley rolling up, and Easy says she doesn't know about that, but Tatum Paisley is going to win the NXT Women's Championship tonight, and they trade ribs. And then we had, oh my God, man, this match with freaking Eden Page and freaking El Hijo del Dr. Witchen Jr., the Day of the Death. This was a great match. I'm telling you, this was a great match, but the Luchador should have won this match. The Luchador should have won this match over Eden Page, man, because of the respect of the Day of the Death. That could have had him as champion and won the North American title. But that's just my opinion. You can disagree or agree with me, but in my opinion and my thought, he should have won this match. El Hijo del Dr. Witten Jr. He should have won this match and became the new North American champion. But it is what it is. Then I'll tell you guys there was a lot of great move sets in this match. I'm telling you, lot of great stuff in this match. Back and forth, head bunts, twist lock slaps, freaking elbow moves, sets, back and forth, electric chair, freaking move set, all that stuff. You know, Eagle's Edge through the trash that can to through the trash can to El Into Del Winchin Jr. and stuff, and then a Frankensteiner in this match as well, and all that great stuff with the Avalanche Frankensteiner guys and stuff, back and forth pace and all that stuff, and then with the Slim Jim table, I don't know why they even have all this advertising. Like I said again, like I've always told you guys, with all this freaking damn advertising they freaking have and stuff like that. But cool table, the table spots and all that. That's cool with the table. You know what I'm saying? With just a table, but without that freaking damn logo, and all of that freaking advertising crap. Um, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But this was a great match, like I said again, guys. Then since what's left of his mask back inside into position, and Eagle throws a handful of powder, whole full of powder into his face, and then does an avalanche twist sprint through the table, and that's how he won. And that's how Eden Page defeated El Hijo del Witchen Jr., and that's who should have won this match. That's who should have won this match, but Eden Page retained the North American title, like I said again, repeatedly, probably I said it 3, 4, 5 different times or more. So yes, guys, put your thoughts on the Day of the Death match, your opinion on Eden Page versus El Hijo Del Jr., Winchin Jr. Put your thoughts on that. And then backstage, Kalani Jordan dresses like a playing card queen with a skirt made of playing cards, gets rolled up, up on by Jordan Grace, dressed like blonde, 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 the Scooby Dooby Doo stuff with Thelma. That's the one. Blonde Thelma, and Kalani Jordan gets upset that Jordan Grace is following her around and says she's going to go talk to Santino Marella about her next challenger for the TNA World Knockouts Championship. And Jordan Grace says she and Santino Marella go way back and she's going to get the match. And Kalani Jordan mocks her for going back to her comfort zone and says that the title I'll say it again, makes her comfortable zone and says the title only means something now because she's holding it, and Jordan Grace slaps her across the face. That moment was crazy, man. Backstage stuff and all that stuff. Then then we're going to get NXT Gold Rush 2 weeks special on NXT November 18th and November 25th, guys. Man, that's going to be good for NXT. Then Then we had Blake Monroe versus Saria for the NXT Women's North American Championship. This match was good, back and forth, really good stuff, guys. With starting the match with a loose press from Blake Monroe and stuff, back and forth, and Saria doing her move sets as well in this match as well. Saria did really good in this match, I'm telling you guys, but she lost this match. But Blake Monroe, she deserves to be the North American Women's Champion, in my opinion. Blake Monroe, she used to work in AEW. You know what I'm saying? She had so much great work with Tony Storms. If y'all remember when she used to be with Tony Storms back in AEW. But man, I'm telling you, she deserves it. Give it up to Blake Monroe, man. Give it up to Blake Monroe and give it to all the talent in NXT, even heels and baby faces. Oh man, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you. So Saria tried to do an F5 a couple times. She tried to do an F5, then all of that jazz and stuff as well, guys, and do shoulder tackles and all that great stuff from Saria. Try to do a spear as well and all that great stuff, but it didn't come to the outcome of her. It was Blake Monroe, and Blake Monroe became the new NXT Women's North American Champion. That was great. That was great. I'm telling you, man. Then backstage, Last Legends has a statement with the Wins QCC, the quarter catch crew, where she challenges Kaden Gray to an involve women's championship match, guys, with Kalin Gray. She's great. I'm telling you guys, go watch some of her matches. Kendall Gray is great. I'm telling you. You watch her matches, she'll make you go like this, you know? Oh man. Red Lightning Bolus says yes, the heels and the baby faces, which now he's going by Slash Del Sol people. Okay. Then we had this match. Oh my goodness. This match with JC Jane versus Tatum Paisley. Tatum Paisley, she deserves this. She deserves the NXT Women's Championship. Tatum Paisley, I'm telling you right now, you give your praise to Tatum Paisley right now, folks. You give your praise to Tatum Paisley right now, man. I'm telling you right now, guys. Oh man, I'm telling you. Give your praise to Tatum Paisley, man. This was a great match with JC Jane and Tatum Paisley. Back and forth, pace, back and forth with shoulder suplex, elbows, sun butt from kicks, insonaris, fireman suplexes in this match as well. Or corner roll, an old corner roll in this match as well. A driving knee from JC Jane and stuff, and much more, guys, and a slingshot stomp, 450 splash, all kinds of great stuff. And then Tatum ducked her an easy smash JC Jane with it as she charged in for a rolling elbow cemetery drive, and Tatum Paisley did it, and that's how she won. And Tatum Paisley wins by a pinfall with a military cemetery driver. I'll say it again, a cemetery driver to win the match, and that's how she defeated JC Jane with the help of Easy Dame. Good stuff, man, with Easy Dame. Give it up to Easy Dame as well, guys, for the help to have Tatum Paisley become the new NXT Women's Champion, guys. Oh, man. Yeah, I need to. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I seen your comment, bro. Sorry. Um, so yes, then the post match, Vince and Pierre Spears. I was thinking Vince and Spears. I was thinking Vince and Spears. My goodness, I love those guys from that group that Easy Dame is in. You know the that group. Oh man, that group is good. The Cooling. I love the Cooling, man. The Cooling is a great faction. I'm telling you. And so yeah, Sean Spears and Vince hold Tatum Paisley up on her shoulders while Easy Dame shoot on the floor. Great stuff, man. Great stuff, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is women's wrestling, man. This is what I call women's wrestling, man. And then Miles Bourne is backstage chatting with Eva Rain. Also, again, Miles Bourne is backstage chatting with Eva Rain, looking for an opportunity to fight Josh Brooks. I love Josh Brooks as a wrestler. I'll tell you, as a wrestler, I love the dude, man. Then we had I'll say it again. Then we had Devin Heights. I'll say it again. Devin Heights. I'll say it again. Devin Heights come in wanting his own match against Josh Brooks, and he and Miles Bourne bickered about it. And Ever Rain's hot take is that Josh Wright in there only so much room at the top of the mountain that they both have something to prove. So she books a match between the two of them for the next NXT. Josh Brooks and freaking Devon Heights, guys. If you think I'm talking about the Josh Alexander, no, that's an AEW, not Josh Alexander. Josh Brooks. I said Josh Brooks, folks. Then, oh my goodness. This match meant something to me. This is called Passing the Torch. Thank you, Shawn Michaels, or whoever booked this the right way. Whoever booked this the right way, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Because the Hardy Boys didn't deserve the freaking retain. I'm sorry to say that. I am sorry to say that to all you people that are Hardy fans. I'm even a big Hardy fan. But it's time for them to, say, here, young talent, it's your time. It's your time to shine, young talent. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion because the Hardy Boys have been there for years and years and years and years and years. And then, you had some, freaking Jeff Hardy, some had freaking some, problems, which we won't talk about on here on the channel, but, all of that, stuff, you know. But Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy will be legends forever, man. I'll tell you that for real. The Hardy Boys will be legends forever. I'll tell you that one for real though. So the Dark State faced the Broken Hardys, which I call them the Hardy Boys because this match was a broken rules match, and my goodness, so much hair chair moments in this match. I almost said hair. I meant to say chair. There was chair moments in this match. Candlesticks. Yes, there was candlesticks, chairs, all kinds of weapons in this freaking match. That's how freaking awesome this match was. Man, I'm telling you, this is how cool it was. I'm telling you right now, folks. I'm telling you, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Really good stuff. I'm telling you. Tag team wrestling again. So let's talk about it. Carter James grabs Matt and takes him to the floor, and Kawan joins him. And again, the Broken Hardys equal with chairs, and Broken Matt Hardy grabs a ladder and adds it to the fry and jumping off the steel steps and a double lariat from him and stuff like that, which was cool. And then two illegal Dark State men come over and let Lex, I was thinking Lex and Griffin, I was thinking Lex and I was thinking Dion, Lex and Griffin came out there, in which was good. Arson Griffin, I was thinking Arson Griffin and Leon, Lex, I'll just say that, guys. Lex Leon Lex. I know I'm not saying their names right, but I'll just say the Dark State freaking did all kinds of move, that stuff as well, guys, and all kinds of great stuff. And Leon rips out Matt with a candlestick, and then Iris, I was thinking, Iris sets up a trash can and slams Brother Zero, which Jeff Hardy is Brother Zero, and the face paint that freaking Jeff Hardy had with freaking paying homage to Bray Wyatt. That's good, man. Good tribute, I'll tell you. Forgot to tell you guys about that. That tribute was nice for Jeff Hardy to have his face painted for Bray Wyatt, man. I wish he was still here with us. I really wish he was still with us, just like Jay Briscoe. I wish Jay Briscoe and Bray Wyatt were still here with us to this day, but it is what it is. Just know, guys, they're always in our brain and they'll always be in our hearts if you want to watch old stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go and watch the stuff on the internet. But anyways, guys, so Jeff unloads with a candlestick in each and acts to the floor, and Leon with a diving splash over the timekeeper's barricade, which was awesome back and forth. Like I said again, guys, all kinds of great stuff right there. And then the Dark State won by pinfall with a Boomsday device, and threw a table on Jeff Hardy to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions, and that's how they won with the Boom Day device. I love that move. You know the one where Jack Perry and Luchadors did? You remember that? That move set, bro. Man, that move, telling you. Then the Von Emmons and Leon Slater are chatting backstage about Dark State's victory and says it doesn't sit right with them and it's always the number game with them and they got unfinished business with them and they're going to go after the tag titles. And Leon Slater says he's busy with the X Division title, but as soon as he's free, he's on it. Then, then we had El Great, you know what I'm saying? El Grande Americano. I don't know what the heck they're doing with this whole thing with El Grande Americano. 1 second this, 1 second that. 1 second this, 1 second that. But it is what it is. And since a promo front is in front of his home in Mexico City, which this show was in Arizona, folks. It was in Arizona, but anyways, we'll talk about it anyways. About how he's going to set Rayo and Bravo out for the WWE Speed Man's Championship number one contender tournament because the title isn't just his, it belongs to his whole family of Americanos. Then, then we had the main event. Then we had the main event. Ricky Saints benches Trick Williams, back and forth with Trick Williams and Ricky Saint. Give it up to both of them, guys. Give Trick Williams some credit as well, even though you guys booed him in freaking, with that whole story with Mike Santana, which I was happy for Mike Santana. He deserved it. But Trick Williams, man, give it up to him as well, guys, which was a great decision from whoever booked this to have Ricky Saint the retain because Trick Williams has been champion for a long time. I think this dude needs to go to Raw or SmackDown, and hopefully they use him. Hopefully they use Trick Williams. But we'll see what happens because look what they're doing with his tag team partner that was in NXT back in the day with him and freaking Carmelo Hayes. What in the heck are they doing with Carmelo Hayes? Like, I love Carmelo Hayes. I really do. I love Carmelo Hayes. But they use him when they want to use him. They should have him. They should have that dude as a United States champion sooner or later, or freaking Intercontinental champion, and go to freaking Raw and be a champion of the mid card, at least. At least. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. And this is why. And this is why I think why independent wrestling fans talk so much crap about WWE. Is because how many people they release. It's because how many people they release. But it's a good gift, though. You know why it's a good gift when they do get released? Because they can work for somebody else and do cool stuff. That's just my opinion. You can disagree with me with that, but it's a good thing once they leave WWE because they can go to some indie promotion and do some cool stuff, you know. But that's just my opinion. But let's talk about some of these move sets in this match. So we had Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams for the NXT Championship, and this was the main event, folks. And Trick Williams out the gate with a lariat. He starts with a lariat, Trick Williams, and stuff back and forth. Mountain punches thrown to Ricky Saint to the floor. Back and forth pace, really good stuff, guys. And then scoops Ricky Saint flew over, and Trick Williams throws him to the floor again and falls out at this time. And Ricky gets caught and bounces him off through the announce desk cover, and then Trick takes him off and clears the table. But again, Ricky Saints is back inside and double leg moon punch chomp into the corner and boots up on the charge, and Trick ducks punches slimming into the corner, and Ricky Saints blasts him with chomps. Back and forth, really good stuff. Back and forth, really good stuff. And then a Russian leg sweep in this match as well, guys. A Russian leg sweep as well, back and forth, and a headlock elbow drop as well, guys, as well in this match, back and forth, really good stuff. And then a Boston Crab from Trick Williams as well, really good stuff, guys. And then Ricky stomps away, and a big clobbering right hook turns into an elbow as he grabs Trick Williams by the neck, and Sicily kick from Trick Williams, and a sunset flip counter, Runa pin, nope, and a pump kick, and a fireman carry, and an attitude adjustment counter into a stunner. A shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin, and a shout out to John Cena right there. A shout out to John Cena and Stone Cold Steve Austin, because Stone Cold Steve Austin's move was a stunner, and then the attitude adjustment was John Cena's finisher move, folks. So yeah, give a shout out to that as well for the finisher moves. And then out to the rope, and then Ricky Saints hits the spear and draws him up and sets up the tornado DDT, and Ricky Saints wins with the step up tornado DDT and retains the NXT Championship. I'll say it again, guys. Ricky Saints retains the NXT Championship by the step up tornado DDT, and that's how he retains, guys. And then Ricky Saints celebrates in smoke and litter. I'll say again, smoke and lighters. I'll say again, smoke and lighters. Well, Gabe Sposley is happy with his title, and he cuts backstage to see the Cooling and Tatum Paisley interview, and she's having a great time. And Sean Spears and Nichols Fence. I'll say again, Nickel Fence. I'll still say it again, guys. Nickel Fence, that's the name. I just said Fence because it was easy to say at the time. But Nickel Fence and Sean Spears are having a great time and stuff about how proud they are with her winning the title. And Easy Dame cuts off and questions about her and since bringing the bringing the title. I'll say it again. Bringing the title. Mistakenly talking too fast, guys. I'll repeat it again. She's having a great time, and Sean Spears and Nichols Vince talks about how proud they are, and Easy Dame cuts off questions about her, and since bringing ti- title belt, I'll say it again, bringing the title belt into the ring, bringing the NXT Women's title in the ring, the title belt, the women's NXT Women's title belt in the ring, but saying this isn't about her, it's Tatum Paisley's night, and Tatum Paisley's yelling into the camera that if you thought NXT was crazy before, it's going to get crazier. Yeah, that was a great moment to end the show. That was a great moment. Oh man, I'm telling you, I give this show a 9 out of 10, folks. I give this NXT Halloween Havoc a 9 out of 10. Thank goodness they booked better for this show than the last PLE. Thank you. Thank you, Triple H. Thank you, Shawn Michaels, for booking a better show for this PLE. We'll be right back, folks. And yes, folks, I have a funny freaking profile picture that I choose on here to do just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it, guys. Oh man, I'm telling you guys, I love y'all. I really do. I love all the support, love and support as always, and stuff, and all the great stuff. Oh man, I'm telling you. Oh, now we're going to talk about AEW's Wrestledream. My goodness, that show was very good. And you got freaking idiots on this freaking YouTube, which I won't name, but you know who I'm talking about. Which we have talked about this freaking clown so many times. I'll just call him the clown. I'll just call him a clown, okay? Because if he was not a clown, he would go like this to you guys, go fast paced and say it was great stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he goes on to do his negativity all day, every day, you know, on here. And all he does is do reviews here and there and asks for people for freaking super thanks. Yeah, really nice of you taking people's money, right? Mr. Know It All, Mr. I don't want to see your name. But yeah, I love it. Appreciate you. I appreciate you thinking it was funny, bro. I just wanted to do it just for fun. Just for fun, you know. So yes, guys, we're going to talk about AEW Wrestle Dream, which I'm telling you guys, this whole show was great. I'm telling you. And if you want to listen to that clown, go ahead. You can listen to that clown if you don't like my channel. If you guys don't like me hyping up this stuff and you want somebody to tell you negative, 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 go watch him. Go watch him. For all the people that will say something bad in the comment section, you'll get removed. But that's just what I'm saying. If you go watch this replay and I see you have a stupid comment, it's going to get removed right away. But anyways, let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. We had the Death Riders defeating Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy's crew, the Con Restoration. I'm telling you, the Con Restoration, that was a great freaking match to start the show, guys, with the Death Riders. It fences Roderick Strong and the Conservation back and forth. Really great stuff. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Really good stuff, guys. And the Death Riders won by a pinfall with a knee tripler from Pac on Tomohiro Ishii. Yes, guys, there was tornado DDTs in this match. Even a freaking Cobra twist in this match as well, and then the billion counter as well into a airplane spin in this match as well, and then there was a um from Roger Strong with a hot tag and a sick kick and a backbreaker, rock bottom backbreaker as well, a rock bottom backbreaker, and you know the original just rock bottom. You know the original just rock bottom is a shout out to the Dwayne Johnson, the Rock, you know. But yes, guys, all that stuff as well. And then Tomohiro Ishii in and throwing German suplex left, right stuff. And then Claudio Castagnoli blocks with an elbow, but Tom nails it off after a, you know what I'm saying? Tom nails it off after a struggle anyways, and back fist into Pac throws, and he returns a pump kick and a German suplex to the stone. Also again into the stone pit bull, the stone pit bull, and then a tornado DDT, and then a sliding lariat, and then a Wheeler Yuta breaks it up, and then the match breaks down, and then Wheeler Yuta with a running knee to Kyle O'Reilly onto the floor, and Tomohiro Ishii runs over, Pac, and then officially lifts Trump block from Yuta, and then Pac charges, and that's what happened, guys. And then, like I said again, the Death Riders won with a knee tripler from Pac onto Tomohiro Ishii. Then we get an intense promo from LFI where they say they are not done with Eddie Kingston and Hook. Then we have this match with Eddie Kingston and Hook fences Fred House, from Ring of Honor, Fred House. And this match was, there was not so much move sets in this match. It was, but let's talk about it anyways, guys. So So Eddie Kingston and Grimson started, and Eddie in control for a long while, but Grimson gets the better of him and tags into Cole Carter and working Eddie Kingston over in a bit hook and tags in and throwing duplexes, and then Jack Jimson runs interference and Hook brings in for Eddie and to chops him down, and Hook ducks. Griff Grinson lands a wicked elbow on Cole Carter and back fist to the future connect, and a random lock, and then that's how Hook wins his match with a random lock, and that's what how they won, and that's how Eddie Kingston and Hook won by submission with the random from Hook onto Cole Carter, guys. Then we had Big Boom AJ, yes, guys, Big Boom AJ and B Justice, the son, and oh my goodness, and the Don Callis family freaking attacked freaking his dad, Big Boom AJ, or his dad, yeah, Big Boom AJ. They attacked his dad AJ, man, and Big Justice was just standing there and being like, and all that stuff, and the mom was freaking out too and stuff, and then Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero were talking so much trash and stuff, and so on and so forth, guys. I don't know. I think we'll see a match with Big Boom AJ again, for Full Gear, just like we did last year. You remember last year when Big Justice did a spear to one of them in the ring? That was cool stuff, man. And then you remember the Rizzler too at the time, the Rizzler, the one that goes like this? That was cool too last year, man. We might see the Rizzler again. I don't know. We might get the Rizzler again. You never know. Then we had Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale fences Megan Bayne and Pensley Forward. I thought Megan Bayne and Pensley Forward were going to win this match, but they didn't. Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale won this match. Really great match, back and forth pace, really good stuff. Freaking Megan Bayne did really good stuff in this match. I'm telling you guys, with her shoulder tackles in this match as well, and stuff, and all that cool stuff that she does in the ring. I'm telling you, I love Megan Bayne. I'm telling you, I love Megan Bayne, guys. But let's talk about it. So, Forward and Cameron started the match, and Forward shoved her down, and Matt Slam followed, and since turned, and Willow Nightingale in, and a double team from the baby faces, and then a drop kick gets Harley in a near fall and stuff, guys. And then a whip reversed into an Inzanari. Then Willow Nightingale directs traffic and slid splash. I was thinking a La Casa Dora splash, and then a double high five, and then Megan duplexes both of them at once, and then tags into penciling forward and into a moonsault that was beautiful, and then whips both baby faces out, and then we go to because now they have this on cable, guys. They have this on cable, which is a good thing, so people can help this company, be bigger, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think this is great for AEW. They have it on cable and on HBO Max, the what you call it, the tailgate brawl. But you can put your thoughts on the tailgate brawl, guys. I think it's great, this whole thing with the tailgate brawl and Brian Danielson being on commentary and stuff. I think I already told you guys that the last video, but I think it's great for business. Um, Then Megan Bayne whips across a satellite DDT counter, and then Harley Cameron is crawling and crutching, and she gets to tag, and Willow Nightingale clears the apron and a lariat for Pensley Forward, and then fires up a backsplash corner lariat, and then Megan Bayne cuts her off, and a cartwheel goes behind a crisscross and a bounce, and then throws a I was thinking a bounce from Willow Nightingale. The bounce, I love when how she throws somebody like that. That is good. That tackle that she does, Willow Nightingale does that tackle, that bounce tackle. Oh man, I'm telling you. And then a Triss Spinebuster, potentially covered and no deal, and then going for the Dr. Bomb in the wrist of the eyes, and insisting the counter into Megan Bayne, and then Megan Bayne throws Pensley forward at Willow Nightingale so she can hit the Ace Crusher, and so on and so forth, guys, and stuff like that. And then Willow trades shots with Megan Bayne. A big lariat takes Megan Bayne out and tags to Harley Cameron and whips her into an elbow boot up from Megan Bayne, and then diving a double lariat, which was amazing and stuff, an electric chair, and then Harley Cameron counters with a victory roll and tries, and then Pensley Forward whips out, and then a low bridge, and then Megan Bayne to the post, into the floor, then Willow Nightingale with a cannonball and stuff like that, guys, and then Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale won by a pinfall with the Dr. Bomb from Willow Nightingale onto Pensley Forward with the Dr. Bomb from Willow Nightingale, folks. Oh, you want to talk about this match right here? For all the freaking dang freaking people giving AEW a freaking hard time for the last match on the pre-show. It was so good towards the end. There was fireworks going off and they're beating the heck out of each other with the fireworks going on. That was sick. That was sick, folks. Then when I'm talking about that was sick, I mean sick in a great way. In a great freaking way. Oh man, I'm telling you. I am telling you, man. If you want to go back and watch that match again, oh my goodness, if you have HBO Max. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man, that was so good. I'm telling you. But let's talk about it, guys. So, setting Kevin Knight up top and Cash Wheeler lips up, but Mike Bailey knocks him down, and then Mike Bailey shrinks and Kevin Knight shoves Dex Harwood down, but Cash Wheeler cuts Mike Bailey off, and FTR is positioned in a shatter machine on Kevin Knight. And then a shooting star knee drop breaks it up, and then Mike Bailey kicks and sends Cash Wheeler to the floor, and then Kevin Knight tags out, and Mike Bailey strikes after Dex Harwood and circles trade chops, and then trading since palm strike at a Baba style, and I'll say it again, I'll say it again, guys. I'll repeat it again. And they stage, I'll say it, and they stage each other, and Mike Bailey recovers and super kicks and spinning roundhouse kick connects, and then Mike Bailey's up top, and Dex cuts him off in a superplex and a knee up to the corner, I'll say again, corner, and power and the glory, and ducks under, and Dex accidentally sends Cash Wheeler to the floor with a lariat backslide, so close, and so on and so forth, back and forth, really good stuff. Then FTR won by with a crossbody suplex counter from Dex Harwood and some leverage from Stokely Halfway. Mike Bailey with the heel work of Stokely Halfway. Give it up to Stokely Halfway. I don't care what anybody says. Great heel work. He freaking pulled the legs, man. He always does that to the freaking wrestlers. Well, the referee's not looking. He pulls the one of the guys so they don't put their leg on the ropes. Oh man, Stokely, man. You always been freaking a good heel manager. Just like Don Callis. So then we had Tony Giovanni's at ringside with 7-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, his wife, his wife, his shadow, his shadow, guys, because, List to Press is up, up in our prayers and stuff and all that, guys. Listed Press is up there and stuff. So if you're wondering, you know what I'm talking about, guys. But yeah, but his wife was there and she said if she was doing any better, she couldn't stand it. And this is wonderful. And the matches are amazing. Then we had Jimmy Hater fences Tekla. This was a banger match with Tekla and Jimmy Hater. I thought Tekla was going to win this match, to be honest with you guys. I thought Tekla was going to win this match, but it didn't happen. But it was back and forth, really hard hitting, really good technical wrestling in this match. Guys, let's talk about it. So, Haters powers up with a forearm in middle of the ring, and Tekla cuts her off in a big battle. Also, again, a big back elbow and a shoulder block, and an exploder suplex falls, and Jimmy Hater is fired up, and then a counter lariat missile drop kick counter for 2, then out to the apron. Tekla ducks and dodges off the top, and nobody's home. And then Jimmy Hater charges it in a still step back body drop to the apron, and Jimmy Hater with punches from the outside up top, and Tekla wins in with a huge hell off palm strike, and then jockeying for precision, and then a tree of holes, and then Tekla sets up, and Jimmy Hater headbutts her to the mat, and then nobody's home onto the missile drop kick, and then ducks a kick, and then heel kick on the rebound and connects a whole butt, and she runs right into a super kick and an Incendiary and a fireman carry and a neck breaker over the D, and then the two women are down and out. Oh man, it was so good. And then back and forth, and then then the referee was checking on and stuff with Jimmy Hater gets her feet on the rope to force the break, and then arguing with the referee. And then Jimmy Hater does the I'll say it again. Then Jimmy Hater does the air breaker connect. I'll say it again. I'll say it again. Jimmy Hater does the Hater breaker connect when she turns around, cover, no deal, and then back suplex, and then Tekla lands on her feet, and then main tricks a fence into the spear, and then a spider walk charges in, and Jimmy Hater drops her with a lariat, and that's how Jimmy Hater won with the Haterade, and that's how she won with the Haterade. The Haterade, the Haterade, Haterade, Haterade. And she defeated Tekla, guys. Then the post match, Queen Amanada, guys, arrives to raise Jimmy Hater's hand while the Sisters of Sin appear on the stage and stuff. And that's what happened right there, guys. Appreciate all the people that watched the live video and the replay video as well, guys. Then, then we have this match. This match right here, this tag team match with the Young Bucks versus the Jurassic Express. Oh my goodness. This was a banger. This was a banger, folks. This was a banger. I'm telling you. So Jack Perry and Matt Jackson start the match into the corner, and then Jackson shoves him out and um collar and elbow into the corner, and then Jack Perry flips him into the bird, and then flips him the bird. Also again, Jack Perry flips him the bird, guys. Yes, he flips him the bird. You don't see that stuff in WWE. You do not see that stuff in WWE, folks. Then a shoving match breaks out, and training slaps and Trish kicks from Matt Jackson in an X handle and tags to Nick Jackson and a double whip and sends a drop kick. And then Jack sits up holding his own, and then an arm wrestling tags to Luchadors and whips to the corner and stinger, a stinger splash, big lariat and stuff like that, guys, as well. Back and forth, really good stuff, guys, and all of that. And then a super kicks and sends a Frankensteiner from Jack Perry, and then a tombstone ace crusher, no deal, and then a sunset flip German suplex, hanging head scissors into the ropes, and then Matt lands a super kick and hanging Jack Perry over the rope, and then a double stomp sunset flip, and Jack starts recovering, and Nick lands a kick in an electric chair by Matt Jackson, and then Luchadors blocks an electric chair, and then we get some chicken, you know, that's just a saying, guys. And then Matt with a part of super kicks and diving ace crusher and a flip pile driver from Nick. And then all four men are down and out and back and forth. Really good stuff, guys. And then then freaking Jack hard into the apron and a double stomp package pile driver and dives, crushes out, and then luchadors. And then Jungle Boy, I was thinking Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, guys, Jack Perry kicks out. I was thinking Jack Perry kicks out. And then thinking the BTE trigger, and Jack Perry rolls through and thinking to them with an elbow, and then a double DDT block, and then an EBT trigger connects, and then Luchadors breaks it up, and then a Frankensteiner and a German suplex from Jack Perry, and then a German suplex and a chokeslam from Luchadors and stuff, guys. Really good stuff. And then hell, Jurassic Express defeated freaking the Young Bucks was with the countdown to an ascension, earning a $5 billion, the $5 billion for their trouble and stuff, which I really didn't care about the 5K. But I'm happy that Jurassic Express defeated the Young Bucks, and it was a great freaking tag team match. But the whole money thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really into these 400K, 500K, but they're good matches. Don't get me wrong. They are good matches. It's just, but I just hope that it's for a charity. You know what I'm saying? I hope these things are for a charity. But then the post match, Jack Perry offers his hand to the Young Bucks, who got to his feet, but they are resisting of the offer, and Jack Perry puts a stick of bills out of the money back and holds it out, and the Don Callis family, Lance Archer and Mark Davis and Josh Alexander and all the crew attack Jurassic Express, and the Bucks walk away, and Kenny Omega makes the save, and he and Jurassic Express manage to run the Don Callis family off. Then, oh my goodness, this match with the Heart Syndicate fences the Demand with Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. This match was good, guys. This match was really freaking good, I'm telling you guys. Oh man, with the number one contender Oh, I'm telling you guys, this tornado match was good. I'm telling you, back and forth, a table spot from the Gates of Agony and Ricochet, a table spot which was great. Towards the Heart Syndicate and all kinds of great stuff. A double spine buster. Um, put Shelton through Lashley through the table and all that stuff as well. I'll repeat it again. The Gates of Agony did a double spine buster that moment, like I said again, and put Shelton Benjamin through Bobby Lashley through the table. I thought they were going to win. I was like, oh, they're going to win, and stuff like that. And they did it, and it was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Really good stuff, guys. And let's talk about it. The man pressured their attack and a shooting star press from Ricochet onto MVP and Shelton and breaks it up. Then Bobby running hot and lariat for everybody in a shoulder block for Ricochet and DDT reverse STO onto the Gigs of Agony, and then a Niner later, also again a nominator, a Ricochet, a no deal, and then a Tower of Doom double cover from Shelton and MVP and no deal, and an Ash Crusher from Bishop Khan on to Shelton Benjamin, and then Bobby Lashley punching away at Talia onto the floor, and then Bishop Khan with a plunger, and then Shelton Benjamin with a suplex to suplex. You know what I'm saying, guys? A belly to belly suplex, a belly to belly suplex. I meant to say Shelton Benjamin with a belly to belly suplex. I said body to body. I meant to say belly to belly. And then sends Ricochet over the ropes into the crush, and then Shelton Benjamin off the ropes, and then since Low Bridge sends him into the floor, then Ricochet springboards MVP ducks, and it's throat crush and single knee face breaker, and then ball in. The ball in thing. I like that thing when MVP does that thing, and then the wrestler's laying there, and then he goes ball in, and then elbow. You know, Oh man, those were the days back when I used to watch him when he was on SmackDown when I was a kid. When I had the chance to watch SmackDown, man, I loved him when he used to do that when I was a child. So yes, guys, and all that stuff, really good stuff, guys. And then then Bobby Lashley hooks Talia, and then reverses, and then a cobra clutch, a sense, and Shelton breaks it up with a knee up knee. Also again, a set up knee. Also again, Shelton Benjamin breaks it up with a set up knee, and then Bobby Lashley hits the spear and stuff like that, and then the Heart Syndicate won by pinfall with a Litz press from Shelton Benjamin. Bishop Khan to become the number one contenders for the AEW World Trios Championships, which they lost, guys, which we'll talk about that later. I'm just going to charge this whole thing up and we'll be on here for a long time tonight. This is a huge review. I don't even know, guys, if you like my huge reviews, you can ask me or ask your questions, guys, about that. One of these days, I'll try to do like shorter ones and start doing them like I used to do, just one video at a time. But it is what it is. It is what it is, folks. If you don't like it, too bad, too sad. Um, then Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe for the AEW TNT Championship. This match was a banger, folks. I know we have seen this match so many freaking times already. This was the fifth time between Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe. But yes, guys, this was a great match, even though this was their fifth time fighting each other. But man, I'm telling you, this match right here with Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher, telling you guys, I'm telling you. Let's talk about it. So yeah, Mark Briscoe's going for an armbar, and Kyle Fletcher rolls through and grabs an armbar of his own, and a hammer lock, and then a headlock takeover, and essentially boom, 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 boom. And then freaking the Mark Briscoe lands a chomp onto the floor, and then a straight suplex up to the stairs, and he hits the plancha, and then Kyle Fletcher with a knee left, and both men are back inside, and then a boot up into the corner, and Mark Briscoe hells off with a right hand that sends Kyle Fletcher all the way to the floor, and then Mark Briscoe sets a chair up off the rope, and then Kyle Fletcher pulls the chair out of the ring, so Mark Briscoe just does a wrecking ball drop kick and lands onto the floor with an uppercut, then sending the chair up onto the floor, the champion in and right hand back in of the rope, and essentially the toe rule through the chair and diving blockbuster comes up in an empty, and then Kyle Fletcher pulls himself to his feet, and then Kyle Fletcher power bombs Mark Briscoe into the steel steps. Into the steel steps. That was sick, guys. With Kyle Fletcher doing the power bomb to Mark Briscoe into the steel steps, that was sick. Then back into the ring, then repeatedly stomps into the corner from the champion in a double X handle, choking Mark Briscoe into the ropes. Then Mark Briscoe off the ropes, and then Kyle Fletcher catching him with the driver, and then no deal, and then sensing him out into the middle of the ring, and then trading big boots, and then a big boot, and a lariat, and then both men are down and out, and then back and forth, really good stuff, back and forth, back and forth. Then Mark Briscoe headbutts, and back to back, Kyle Fletcher fights out and chucking for precision, and a superplex connects and fighting on the apron, and Kyle Fletcher lifts him and knee counter underhook, and Jay Drizzler on the apron, and both men are crashing to the floor. Oh man, I'm telling you, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff, man, good stuff. Sorry, man, I'm sorry for acting that way, but it was that good. Um, so yes, guys. Then that's what happened. And back inside in a froggy barrel. Also again a froggy bowl. I said a froggy barrel. I'm gonna say a froggy bowl, and nobody's home. And then both men are running low, and a big boot into the corner, and Kyle Fletcher hooks him, and then sets him up for precision, and then a froggy barrel with Kyle Fletcher laying on the top rope and sending him crashing to the floor. And then a froggy bowl to the floor, back inside a third Froggy Bowl, but Kyle Fletcher kicks out and stuff, guys, all that great stuff. And then Kyle Fletcher wins with a turnbuckle brainbuster to retain the AEW TNT Championship, folks. That's how you retain. Then, then let's talk about this match right here. This match right here, Chris Statlander versus Tony Storms for the AEW Women's World Championship. This match was great, guys. Back and forth, really good technical wrestling with Tony Storms and Chris Statlander. Back and forth, really good stuff. Headlocks, takeovers, and stuff, and body scissors, and so on and so forth, and freaking all kinds of stuff. It was really good stuff, guys. And then a CMM chicken wing in this match as well, guys. And then what you call it? Chris Statlander up top, and then Tony Storms kicks out of an area 451, a 451 area. That's what Tony Storms got kicked out of and stuff, guys. And then a German suplex from Tony, and then a Storm Seal connects this time and hooks the leg. And then Chris Statlander wouldn't stay down, and Chris Statlander with the Steve Belt pin so close, and then a German suplex connects, and Tony Storms pops up in a fireman German suplex of her own, and then a kick pops up, and then Vincent Lariat connects and then scoops her up, and then a Saturday Night Fear. I love that move. That finisher move that Chris Statlander does, the Saturday Night Fear. Love that move, guys. She's been doing that move since day one, since I've been watching her, and everybody can tell you that she's been doing that move since she's freaking has became a wrestler since day one, guys. Even independent rest, even the independent wrestling fans have been the ones that have been watching it longer than I have. I only been an independent wrestling fan since 21, folks. I only been an independent wrestling fan since like the beginning of 2021, or towards like the May or June of 21, somewhere around there. I started watching MLW, and that's how I got to watch all these other ones on X. I go onto X and I watch these clips, and man, I'm telling you, these clips that you watched are like, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, that's how good they are. And then back to the head scissors and a ring of Sorn into the middle of the ring, and Tony counters to a pin, but Chris Statlander resets and locks into the Tesser, and Tony Storms tries to rally, but she fades and flagging her. I'll say it again, flagging, kicking her legs and trading to keep the life in her bridge up, and anything to get some room and draw another breath, and begging Chris to just to destroy her, and Chris Statlander scoops her up, and then Chris Statlander wins with the Saturday Night Fear, her finisher, and defeats Tony Storms with the Saturday Night Fear, and retains the AEW Women's World Championship. Then the post match, I'll say it again, guys. Then the post match, Mercedes Monet makes her entrance of her own open challenge and gets on the mic and celebrates Chris Statlander on her win, and then tells her to get the heck out of the ring. And then Chris Statlander does the "I got my eyes on you, I got my eyes on you," And then but but I was thinking then I'll say it again, guys. But I'll say it again, I'll say it again, but leaves the ring all the same. I'll say it again, bit, but leaves the ring all the same. Then Mercedes Monet says she wants to see who's next to ride the money train and asks who's in the back the one to put their title on the line against her. And it was Mia Sharakawa that answered the challenge. And I thought that Mia Sharakawa was going to retain, because, this was her Ring of Honor, the title that she won and stuff, which, Chris Statlander's been, or Red Velvet, I'm going to say Red Velvet. Sorry, talking too fast again. But Red Velvet, you remember, guys, Red Velvet with the whole thing with her surgery and stuff, which she cut at a promo on Ring of Honor this week. And we're going to see that in the future. Like I did a short about that. If you can go back and watch my short, I talked about that situation. And I really hope that she does get her title over Mercedes Monet. But we'll see where time goes, guys. But I love Mercedes how she wrestles. Mercedes is a great wrestler. And if anybody tells you that Mercedes can't wrestle, you that's a long story. Just a long story. But let's talk about it. So yes, guys, circle Mia with a dragon screw and then a spinning toe hold and a figure four leg lock ascends to the middle of the ring. But Mercedes Monet rolls through the ropes to force the break and hobble to the floor and back inside Mia with a victory roll pin and Mercedes an arm drag roll through and thinking across face, but Mia breaks free and whips reverse and Mia with the side Russian leg sweep. Then Rocky, the Romero. I'll say it again, Romero. I'm trying to help myself, so I think what the word is. Romero special hooks and falling back to the full and ascension and letting go off of her hands. And Mia, since to take things her, I'll say it again, then takes her heads off with a rolling house kick. And Mercedes Monet counters a second into a crossface. And Mia crawls to the ropes. And Mia kicks off the ropes and rolls to the feet and a low blower and a tombstone cold breaker and then covers for two and then back and forth. Boom, 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 boom. Good stuff, really good stuff, guys, and stuff like that. Then Mia grabs a coral leaf and snap back to reach her knee and charging in. And Mercedes steps up and Mia catches a boot through the ropes and sends her knee cover to the bottom rope and a slingshot to her cover for two and Mia off the top with a sling I'll say it again. A sling blade cover and still no, and then a moneymaker block and since a face lock and then you know GAMOROS. Mm, ooh, You know what I'm talking about, guys. Fergie's song, which Mia does that move. Her move is called that, and I'll say it again, guys. So I'll say it again. Glabrous driver and Mercedes Monet kicks out and then steps through and then a figure four leg lock into the middle of the ring and is struggling. Mercedes rolls into the ropes to force the break and then Mercedes with a sense for a near fall and then a sunset flip powerbomb into the turnbuckle and then Mia sidesteps the corner knee and a part of a rolling elbow and a rolling house kick and a spinning back fist and a spinning toe hold into a figure four leg lock once again with a third quarter face lock into the boot. Then back and forth, boom, 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 boom. Really good stuff, guys. And then Mercedes Monet wins and becomes the Ring of Honor Imperium Women's Champion by winning with a backslide with her feet on the rope. I'll say it again, by doing heel work. I'll say it again, with a backslide with her feet on the ropes, the retain her AEW TBS championship and becoming the new Ring of Honor Imperium Women's Champion and everybody calling her Meryl Monet. I'll say it again, Ultimero Monet, guys, and stuff like that. Then the post match, Chris Statlander returns to the ring to square up with Mercedes Monet in mid celebration, and then Mercedes Monet throws a punch, but Chris Statlander blocks and hits a Samoan drop. And a Samoan drop, guys. And then we had, oh my goodness, this match right here. A lot of people complained because it was so long and stuff like that, and they were getting tired. But I understand why. But me personally, I keep myself up to drink energy, to try to drink energy and drink other stuff. You know what I'm saying? To keep my butt up. But that's just me. Other people have different lives. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But let's talk about it. So we got Bro Tito. That's for freaking Slash Del Sol, guys. That's for Slash Del Sol. I had to do it for him. And Brody King fences the Don Callis family, Okada and Tutesta for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. This was great, guys. This was great. Oh my goodness. Okada and Bandito start and filling out into the ropes, and Bandito breaks with finger guns, and Okada gives him an okay buddy look. Essentially, Bandito takes him to the corner into Tutesta and drops down and rolls off the ropes, and then Tutesta gets caught with a era, I'll say again, a era, and Brody King, I'll say again, Brody King tags in and a double whip and a double back elbow, and Brody King holds Tutesha in place for a double kick and a trading right hand and a power bomb lift, and Tutesha flips over and shoves him in and knocks Okada off the apron, and Tutesha drops a big, I'll say again, drops Brody King with a lariat, and then Okada uppercuts into the corner as the crowd says, you know, Don Callis, you know what I'm saying, guys. Fudge Don Callis, Fudge Don Callis, Fudge Don Callis. I'm trying to stop cussing, guys, if you're wondering why I'm saying fudge instead of that. But I can't understand why the fans went to cuss at this dude as a manager. He's a great manager. Don Callis is a great manager, and I just don't understand our buddy Prince Idol talking about toilet paper with him. Like for real. I mean that's his opinion. That's Prince Idol's opinion, but our opinion is way different than his, bro. With Don Callis, but I respect his opinion. That's his opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. We used to have that's a long story to talk about. That's not we talk about that stuff on X. If you guys want to talk about really what goes on, you can go to X with me and slash Del Sol. We talk about real stuff over there because on here on YouTube we can't talk about the real serious stuff. So, but yeah, we used to live in a world with we could, what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say, guys. But anyways, guys, where was I? So yes, they were going back and forth, really good stuff. Freaking flying moves from Bandito and all kinds of stuff, and then Okada doing the flip off. The bird doing the bird, guys. Okada also doing the bird and stuff like that. Which I love the flip off thing that they do in wrestling with the flip off thing. I love that. You don't see that stuff in WWE, guys. You do not see that stuff in WWE. I tell you that. I tell you that, guys. You don't see that stuff in WWE. But let's talk about it. So Brodito gets working over for a bit and he fires up and pressing to Testa to the floor and destroying Okada with a lariat and then tagging Bandito into a cinch and whips Okada out and then a head since a duck cover by pass and drop kicks for Okada and then one for Tutesta and then Brody King comes in for a cinch top rope moonsault whip to the heel out and stuff like that, guys, and back and forth, really good stuff, back and forth, back and forth. Then Bandito is calling for it, and he does. And since it finally, Brody King does it too, but Okada attacks mid dance. Also, again, they were doing the dance thing, with Bandito, the mid dance stuff. And then throwing Bandito into Brody King and then to Testa sends Brody King to the floor with an elbow. Then Okada does a Bird Flip remix, which I already said, guys, and stuff like that. Then Bandito's getting worked over as Lynch and Hills targeting the injury shoulder, and Okada flips to Testa the bird and stuff as well. Again, does the flipping the bird to Testa. I was thinking Okada flips to Testa the bird, and then Testa grabs his finger, his his finger, guys, his finger. That was funny. That one with that one time with Anthony Bones, you never on collision with Okada. That thing almost broke the freaking almost freaking Anthony Bones broke freaking Okada's finger. Oh man. Oh man, that stuff was freaking crazy. That was freaking crazy. Um, but yes, guys. Then Tuchesta grabs his finger. Then Bandito recovers and heels get back on the same page. And Brody King picks up the apron and Bandito ducks under and gets the tag and cleaning house. And Tuchesta senses eyes, but Brodito hits the boss man slam and a fireman carry on Okada. And then a Blue Ray right into Tuchesta in the corner, sends up and a cannonball ascends into the corner. Then Brody King sets Okada up top and climbs up and clubbing blows and Okada clutches in his face and jumps over and rolls through and gets him in a recovery neck breaker connect, but the Rainmaker is spun down onto the mat after, and then Bandito tries to do the 21 plex, the 21 plex. I love the 21 plex from Bandito. The 21 plex block or since barrel and a tombstone counters and he lands on his feet. And then there was a poison Frankensteiner and a cannonball suicide on Okada. And then Tutesta hits a blue thunder driver and a shooting star press from from Bandito, and it wasn't enough still. And then Don Callis gets on to check on Okada, and Bandito shoulder blocks gets up, trying to lift Tutesta, and then back and forth, really good stuff, guys. And then then Tutesta and Bandito up top onto the road barrel and a German suplex, but Brody King pops right back up with a lariat and a drop kick from the Rainmaker. Then Bandito blocks an all four man crashing up, and then Brody King pops his hips for a German suplex, and all four men are down and out. That was sick, man. And then Brody King faces off against both challengers. He runs into a drop kick and a knee combo, and then a pump kick from I was thinking a pump kick I was thinking for Bandito, and an elbow fireman carry, heavy rain, and I was thinking a set step, the power drive knee, and a pump kick and a super kick, boot up and duck the Rainmaker, and Tutesta gets splashed by his own partners, Lariat and Bandito, with a knee and an Okada in position, but his shoulder gets out and he can't hit the 21 plex. His shoulder is giving up and he can't get the 21 plex, guys. And then Brody King with the fire thunder ascents finger gun and suicide dive, and Bandito tries again, and then Brodito wins, and Brodito also again Brodito wins, and that's how Brodito retained the titles with a 21 plex from Bandito on Testa from Okada. Also again Okada. I almost said Testa. I mean to say Okada, guys. I'll repeat it again. I'll repeat it again, and I'll repeat it, 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 repeat it. So I'll say it again. Brodito wins by pinfall with the 21 plex from Bandito onto Okada and retains the AEW World Tag Team Champions. Brodito wins by pinfall with the 21 plex from Bandito onto Okada and retains the AEW World Tag Team Championships. I'll repeat it once again for all the people that make fun of me for talking. That's why I repeat myself. Um, Brodito wins by pinfall with 21 plex from Bandito on to Okada and retains the AEW World Tag Team Championships, and that's what happened, guys. And then the post match, Brodito brings a kid wearing a Brodito mask into the front row to celebrate their victory with them, which was great, guys. And then Tutesta starts drizzling at Okada as he sits sunseling down and out at ringside, and Don Callis turns to him and Brodito to sense together and I was thinking Brodito does the Macarena. You know the thing that used to teach us in school, Macarena, Macarena. I forget the whole thing, the whole beat. Sorry guys, I suck at it. I'm sorry, but I love that song. Hey Macarena, you know, hey Macarena. And I'll say again, do the Macarena together and brace. I'll say again, and embrace. Then Renee Paquette is backstage essentially with Tony Storm's entrance against some road cross and asks where she goes from here. And then Mia and Tony Storms are crying together, and Tony says she lost everything, but Mia says no, they have each other and stuff as friends and being friends and stuff, which was cool. Then we had Samoa Joe fences Hangman Adam Page. This match was great for the AEW World Championship, back and forth. Freaking Samoa Joe doing his stuff, freaking his tackles, shoulder tackles and all that cool stuff. That dude is great. I love Samoa Joe. I don't know when he's going to retire, but he's a veteran, man. He's a veteran. I give shout out to Samoa Joe, man. But anyways, guys, let's talk about it anyways. Let's talk about this match. So charging into Hangman with a low bridge up top. Nobody's home on a soon to the moonsault and a shotgun drop kicks puts Samoa Joe into the barricade, throwing him back inside, and Hangman fires up, bleeding from the mouth, and he's charging in, and Samoa Joe hits the rock bottom out of nowhere. Yes, a shout out to The Rock with a rock bottom. Yes, Samoa Joe hits the rock bottom out of nowhere in a tribute to The Rock for that one, folks. Into the corner, and then a face wash off the ropes, and then a boot goes through, and Hangman face, and then essentially reverse chin lock, and a grinding Hangman down, and Hangman fights out with a body blow and runs into a also again, Manhattan drop, and a big boot, and a running suicide, and Samoa Joe covers him for two, and a snap suplex power slam from Samoa gets a near fall and a trade elbows into the middle of the ring and giving way to chop, and each impact showing on Samoa Joe's face while Hangman stays fresh and stuff, and then back and forth, guys. And then there was one moment that Hangman was going to go up top, and then Samoa Joe walked away. I like when Samoa Joe does this, guys. I'll show you real quick. I like when Samoa Joe walks like this, and nobody and somebody misses and they try to jump. That stuff is funny. I'm telling you, that stuff is funny. When Samoa Joe has always done that in his career. I love when Samoa Joe has done that in his career. When somebody tries to jump, he's like, and then they miss, and he's like, and then you see him like he thinks it's funny. We all think it's funny too. We all know it's funny too. But anyways, that's what happened to guys in that part as well and stuff, which was great and stuff, guys. And Hangman Adam Page retained the AEW World Championship, folks, with the block shot. You know what I'm saying, with the block shot. I love when he does that block shot lariat. Oh man, that move that Hangman does, I think he does it better than Logan Paul. I'm sorry to say that, to disrespect y'all, Prince and Max, but basically Hangman is better at that. I'm sorry to say that, but I think Hangman is better at that. You could disagree with me with that or agree with me with that, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, guys. So yes, he won with the bloodshot lariat, like I said again, guys. And then the post match, Hangman holds the belt up as Shibata and Will Hobbs join, and Samoa Joe's in the ring, and then freaking Samoa Joe and the Hobbs start beating the heck out of freaking Hangman, and then Hangman had security carrying him out of the arena and stuff like that, guys. And then we get a promo from Mercedes Moné where she calls Chris Statlander out for ruining her, you know, history night, and disrespects her and says it's time for her to disrespect her return, and she challenges her to a match at Full Gear, which we're going to get. We're going to get it, folks. We're going to get Chris Statlander fences Mercedes Moné, and I hope Chris Statlander beats Mercedes Moné, guys, for the AEW World Championship and retains it. Then the commentary hypes up for the Dynamite, which happened this week and stuff, which we'll talk about. We'll take a little breather here and there, guys, and take some little breathers here and there. Then this was the main event of AEW Wrestledream. And for all the people for talking all their smack about the freaking damn part where the water, where John Moxley, I almost said Samoa Joe, when John Moxley puts freaking Darby Allin's head in the water tank, all you guys say, oh, well, it's too violent, man. It's too violent. It's this and that, man. Oh my goodness, you folks. I understand, but my goodness, you complain about too much stuff, man. And then Sting returned in this main event. Sting helped out Darby. I'm not kidding. Sting helped out Darby and stuff. And it was crazy. This match was hardcore. I mean hardcore. I mean hardcore extreme. Like hardcore extreme style. I'm telling you. It was back and forth, really good stuff with John Moxley and Darby Allin. I'm telling you guys. Um, if freaking Slash Del Sol wants to speak his mind to call out on these people online, I love doing it because they deserve it. They really do. For all their BS, I really love calling out on their BS. I really do. But if he doesn't want to, that's fine. But it's up to him. But yes, guys, I'm telling you guys, that main event was amazing with and John Moxley and Darby Allin. That was great with Darby Allin winning with the sharpshooter. He won with the sharpshooter, and John Moxley he choked him with with a towel, like a cheap, the something like a towel around his mouth and stuff, and then it was around his mouth, and there was water in the ring. There was water and a little bit of glass, and then he gave up. Then he gave up, and that's how freaking Darby Allin won, guys. But man, I'm telling you, with Sting returning, that was awesome. That was really awesome, guys. And like I said again, for all the people whining and complaining, probably they don't show their kids GTA. You know what I'm saying? That it's just a game. You can't do that stuff in real life. You can't do that stuff. You just can't. You just can't. That's so overline. I'm telling you, that's so overline. I mean, you can do that in a video game, do take out your anger and stuff on a video game, but in real life, that's a big no no. That's a you know what I'm talking about. But that's a long story, guys. And I hope you treat your kids right from wrong. For all you people on here online, I hope you treat your kids from right from wrong. But that's a long story. But I'm just telling you because a lot of people are talking about that this wasn't good for children, which is true. I mean, if it was like if you have kids that are like 15, 16, 17, 18, that's fine. But for people that are like 5, 6 watching it, you know, it wasn't for them. But if you want your kids allowed to watch that stuff, cool for you. You want to be a parent and let them watch that stuff while they're 6 or 7, fine, that's cool. I don't mind. Just don't have them freaking come out being the person that took out, who, which that's politician stuff. That's politician stuff, which we won't talk about that on here on this channel. But you know what I'm talking about, the stuff that happened about a month or two ago with the wife and the 2 kids and stuff, which I won't talk about it on this channel. But you know what I'm talking about, folks. So everybody should have an opinions, like I said again, and work like this. Work like this. The scissor thing. Scissor me, daddy! Scissor me, daddy! You know, but it is what it is. It is what it is, folks. But but I'm gonna talk about MLW here. If Slash wants to join in, I'm gonna send him the link right now, and I'm gonna let him speak about MLW, MLW, MLW Sympathy. I was thinking MLW Sympathy of Horrors, which was a great show last night. The only disappointment was the no contest, that it ended in a no contest with Skyscrapers tag team match, with that whole thing with that tag team match, which it ended in a no contest. Then we had that 5-way with Diego Hill winning in that 5-way, which was great. Then we had a 3-way for the national open weight title with Allegis fences Ringo fences Blue Panther, which was great, guys. That was really good stuff last night. And then Shotzi Blackheart fences Brittany Brooks, like I did in that gave her a shout out, Brittany Brooks. She's really good, bro. She's from your hometown. Or yeah, in Arizona. Look up AFW, bro. You know that company that I was telling you about, Arizona Federation Wrestling? She's been there before. Brittany Brooks. Look up her on Wikipedia, bro. She was in AFW. She's working there. She's been working there and doing all these other indie promotions as well. But anyways, that was good with Shotzi winning in that match and stuff and so on. And then the breaking news of the Good Brothers coming to MLW as well, guys, and so on and so forth and stuff. And then it was Mans Kroger, and Matt Riddle fences the skyscrapers, which that was a good match too. It freaking ended in a no contest and all that stuff. They were brawling, and then nothing really happened. And then freaking we had Virus fences Tim Laro, that luchador Perlerdo fences Virus, which was great for the World Middleweight Championship, which that was good stuff, guys. And then we had Volto Doro. I don't know how to pronounce it, but freaking Slash Del Sol can explain it better than I can. Full La Doro. Also again, Full La Doro. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Folador Jr. fences Jojima, which was a fun match with Jojima and Full Ludador. I was thinking Full La Full Full Lador. Full Lador Jr. and Jojima. That was a great match with Full Door Jr., guys. That was good stuff, I'm telling you. Then Misto fences Austin Theories in the main event. That was great stuff with Misto winning. That was great stuff. But we'll talk about the move sets if Slash Del Sol wants to, guys. I'll text him. I think he's still watching us in here. He's the one person that's watching us all. Appreciate it anyways. Appreciate the other person that's watching. Appreciate you watching. But I'm telling you, MLW, man. MLW Sympathy of Horrors was a great show. It really was last night. And for all the people giving us crap, they can keep talking their crap. They can really keep talking their crap. You know why they can keep on talking their crap? I'll tell you right now on my camera. I'll tell you why they can keep on talking their crap. This is why they can keep on talking their crap. Hold on. I'm a home for my city, home for my city. I'm alone for my city, home for my city. Whoa, what's up? What's up? Yeah, man. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. All you people, Denver, Colorado, Denver, Denver, Denver. That's the answer. That's the answer to all y'all that give me issues. Denver, 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 Denver. But that is what it is. But anyways, we're gonna talk about this MLW show and stuff, guys. So let's talk about it anyways. So I'm gonna talk about it. Sorry guys, that stuff a little bit, you know, I was wearing it for a while and stuff. I've been wearing it like that all day. So yes, guys, you can ask questions still if you want to. Still talk about stuff. You can anything you want, sports related and stuff. But so yes, guys. Oh, I'm telling you guys. Oh man, this MLW show was really good. I'm telling you guys. Let's talk about it anyways with all the matches. So we had Atlantis fences Ringo fences Blue Panther. Give it up to Blue Panther. Give it up to all the luchadors, man, in MLW. Give it up to all the luchadors, man. All the luchadors, I'm telling you. All the luchadors, I'm telling you, man. All the luchadors. Appreciate you, but I'm not showing your comment. I'm not showing your comment, bro, to the screen. I'm not showing your comment to the screen. Sorry. I'm sorry, bro. So we had Ringo since kicks the champs over as Alexis driving, delivering an arm drag to Rigo before slinting his sights on Blue Panther, and the champ went for the cover after smashing Alexis with a clothesline, but Rigo interrupts and Blue Panther surprised everyone with a rolling suicide onto Alexis onto the mid floor, and it didn't take long for Blue Panther to return to the ring and get chopped by Rigo back and forth moonsaults the sense between the two, and then Blue Panther based in the sense of the fans, and Risso saw an opening and took it by a sense through the champion with a clothesline, which a beautiful clothesline, I'm telling y'all, a beautiful clothesline. And then whatever momentum Blue Panther had was freaking, I'm telling you, just wonderful, guys, just wonderful. Then after that, his mask was nearly removed as a result. Little disrespect right there with the mask. And now Alexis came bulldozing and won, and he noticed that Risso was going for the cover while he remained on the sidelines, and Blue Panther and Alexis rolled it out into the middle, and the champ almost retained his title and following a roll up, which was almost there, guys. It was almost there, man. That was crazy. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back about. Boom, 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 boom. Man, I'm telling you, good stuff. I'm telling you, in this three-way. This was a great opener, I'm telling you. A great freaking opener. So, like I said again, guys, I'll repeat it again. So yeah, he was nearly removed as a result from his mask, and Alessis came bulldozing once he noticed that Rish Rigdul was going for the cover, and while he was mine on the sidelines, Blue Panther and Alexis brawled it out into the middle. The champ almost retained his title following a roll up at some point. It seemed like Blue Panther and Risso teamed up to overwhelm, and Alexis as the fight spilled to the ring, and they whipped Alexis into the guardrail so Blue Panther and Risso could focus on each other later on, and Alexis slides back into the ring, and he and Risso got splashed by a body splash from Blue Panther, and the champ was amazing to watch when he recovered, and an incredible launching maneuver, which Mr. McMahon used to say. He used to say that stuff. What about that? What about that? And all that stuff. And against Rizzo and sending him into the corner, and Alexis and Risco missing the double clothesline as Blue Panther reversed with a double face paint, and Alexis went flying outside the ring and landing Blue Panther with Risso and the champ ascends an armbar out of nowhere, guys. And Risso taps, and it's almost immediately, and Blue Panther wins the match, guys. And Blue Panther wins the match, folks. Then we had Shotzi Blackheart versus Brittany Brooks. Give it up to both of those women, man. Give it up to both of those women. I'm telling you guys. Both of those women. I'm telling you. I'm telling you guys. Both of those women. I'm telling you, dude. Good stuff, man. Good freaking stuff. Brooks was holding her own pretty well as she almost pinned Shotzi with a backslide within the first 10 seconds of the match, and Brittany Brooks knows the sense of the moment, and she arrives as she delivers a painful knee strike into Shotzi, a sends men into the crowd arena, and rolled featherweight champ and Shako Nika Gemma. I'll say it again. Shako Nika Jama, I'll just say Shako. Shako was keeping a close eye on the match and stuff, and from the top, Shotzi flattened Brittany Brooks with a crossbody that almost swashed her face when you pay attention, and the reaction was, oh man, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'll just tell you that it was crazy. Really crazy, y'all. It was crazy. It was just so freaking crazy. And then whatever Blackheart was thinking of doing, Brooks resents her with a couple of kicks to the stomach and plus a suplex for a good, very good measure. And there's 8 minutes left on the clock as both women do their best to clock out cold and long enough for a 3 count and a kick to the temple sends Shotzi to the turnbuckle, and Brooks Bulldogs was wonderful, but not match ending and stuff like that, guys. And since Shotzi Blackheart remains in the fight, and she didn't disappointed with that comeback offense momentum, and she does that cause Brittany Brooks to spiral into an exploder. It slows her down, and then Shotzi Blackheart follows Brittany Brooks to the main floor with a rolling suicide to her opponent, and then Shako was caught off and guarded by Shotzi since and a 5 minute left to this match as Brittany Brooks yanks on Shotzi Blackheart's back while she ascends to the claim to the ropes and a running knee to Shotzi Blackheart's jaw, really showing on her face how hurtful that was, despising that, and Shotzi shocks when her DDT and didn't pin Brittany Brooks down and annoying her. Even Shotzi sensed a little bit when Brooks got back up and she punched the heck out of Shotzi Blackheart that she bounces a good 2 feet away and looks like a fish out of water, ha, and all that stuff. And then she moves past that and delivers a superplex and a suicide to win over Shotzi, even though Shotzi won a mystery since and attacking her backstage just as she went, sending a message to Gigi Dolan. I'll just say Gigi Dolan. You know, Prince Priscilla Kelly. I'll say it again. Priscilla Kelly. Now that's what her name is, Priscilla Kelly. Now, guys, but Gigi Dolan, and she was just here, and Shotzi Blackheart won the match, guys. Like I said again, and with a suicide. That's how Shotzi Blackheart won with a suicide, and she won. Then the breaking news: the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, as also known as the OC, are coming to MLW on November 20th, with Killer Cross and Scarlett. Good stuff! Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. You want Cross? You got Cross. For all you people saying, "Oh, we want Cross, we want Cross, we want Cross," you got Cross. Watch MLW. It's easy. It's easy. It's on here on YouTube. Sorry to be you know what, a butthole. I'm sorry to be a butthole, but man, I'm telling you, you people need to understand. If you want to watch these people, go watch some clips on X. Go follow all these other promotions. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I'll tell you that. It is what it is. And then after C.W. Anderson sacrificed himself on the electric chair by Mans Kroger's hand 3 weeks ago, Brock Anderson was looking for his time to strike back by demanding a title match fences Mans Kroger next month and stuff like that, guys. We'll see that. I can't wait for that. Imagine Brock Anderson versus Max Kruger. That's gonna slap hard. That's gonna slap hard, y'all. Then, then we have this five-way with Diego Hill. Diego Hill, give it up to Diego Hill, man, and give it to a Coma Akora and K1 and just Strigma, give it up to Strigma, give it up to Strigma, freaking Magnus, Diego Hill, and Akora and K1 in this five-way Scrabble match. This was great. This was great. I'm telling you, really good stuff, guys. Really good stuff. Let's talk about it. The two in the bell ring, and Diego went and kicks Magnus in the side of the head so quickly that he found the compensal. The man didn't see it coming at all, and Akara planting hail, and then Stringma takes him out, and K1 falling his butt as the last man seriously standing, and Magnus came back and rubbing K1 down, and Magnus and Heel were left in the ring as Diego and changed the best of himself against Magnus, who rolled to the floor after that step to his back. And then Heel was hopping to the flip Stregma over after being caught off guard, yet he suffered at his hands and nothing the less with a powerbomb cover that Akomra, had the breakup, and he took out Stregma, and K1 makes it back to the ring as he and Akuma since double their offense on Magnus, who got the best of both men, and the same can't be said when Diego came flying in back in the ring, and K1 hits a beautiful kick to Strigma's stomach, but he couldn't follow that up since he strained essentially him with a dragon corkscrew, and these type of matches are good stuff, I'm telling you. Oh man, really good stuff. Man, I'm telling you. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. You know what I'm saying, guys? Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Good stuff. Good. But yes, guys. So yes, guys. Like I said again, and then back in the ring, K1 hits a beautiful kick, like I said again, and all of that stuff and jazz stuff, guys. And then anyone scoops in and out in second as Misses and Kruspa were battled in out now, and Hill continues to get better as he steps Stresma with a destroyer till he got destroyed himself by Akura and K1 since Hill and Stregma for the piece of one, yet he collision with Magnus and Boots as he crumbles backwards out of sight and out of mind. And meanwhile, Magnus and Stregma had the same idea and knocked each other out. Oh, that was insane. That was insane. I'm telling y'all, that was insane. Then, then Akora and K1 were trying to work together to take out Diego, and their opponent got the better of them and escaped and shoved K1 into Akora, and then forms a corkscrew from the top to earn a title match with Tim Pertero. I'll say again, Tim Terrero. I'll say it again, guys. Tim Tim Perlero. Then, then we had this, guys. Then we had this freaking match, which was a disappointment with no contest, with no freaking contest. But let's talk about it anyways. So let's talk about. So Matt Riddle was making his entrance, and the champion is British, their challenger, for since to start the match, and Bishop Dyer went after Matt as the after Matt, you know what I'm saying, Matt Riddle went after Matt Riddle as the um Dominic Nijak, I'll say it again. Dominic Nijak went for Mance Kruger's neck, and immediately that only sends him flying into the crowd area like old cheese. And Bishop Dyer, since Nijak being took out, so he bulldozed Mance Kruger into the guardrail, and Alex Hammerstone enjoyed every moment of it and into the commentary table and all that stuff. And Mance Kruger hits the Von. I'll say it again. Dominic Nijak in the head with a trash lid. I'll say again, Dominic Dijak in the head with a trash lid, and Max Kruger was seen bleeding from the temple when he comes back with a chair in hand to smash Dijak with essentially even Alex Hammerstone thought this to be more violent when he has despised not long ago says that Matt Riddle and Matt Kruger are getting what they deserve, and Matt Riddle and Prince Kruger hate one another. That's why this makes they say this doesn't make no sense and whatever and so on and so forth and all of that. But in my opinion, this was just a lot of chaotic stuff, but no freaking, you know what I'm saying? No contest. Like I said again, guys, that's what was the disappointment in my opinion. This was just disappointment. They said it didn't make sense. The people that run this website, they said that it didn't make sense, whatever. But my opinion, this is my opinion. I liked it till they said that it was a no contest and all of that stuff because they had to go to the next matches and all of that. So there you go with that one. It did make a little bit of sense because like I want to see Matt Riddle and Mitch Kroger be a tag team. Imagine them being a tag team and Matt Riddle joins the Congo unit because he's being a heel now, Matt Riddle. You know what I'm saying? But I love being Matt Riddle being a heel now than being a babyface, man. I'm telling you. Ever since he did that TMC crazy stuff on TMC, my goodness. I'm telling you guys. But anyways, guys, so let's talk about it. So teams up for something their Sicily last last a month. Regardless, Mistress Kroger sends Nijak Plinson into dire stomach Sicily. So Mistress Kroger used Matt Riddle as a weapon against Bishop Dyer for a near fall, and Matt Riddle was essentially rolling around pain, and it took all three of his brain cells and all of that to come up with the maneuver, said Alex Hammerstone and stuff like that, guys, and so on and so forth. And then for only a second, Matt. Okay, we got one comment. Okay. The road dude. Yep, the road dude. You're right. The road dude. That's true. That is true. The road dude. Matt Riddle, the road dude. Oh, man. He used to go by, doing that whole babyface stuff, guys. I didn't think that babyface stuff worked for him. You can comment down in the comment section, but I think that babyface stuff didn't work for Matt Riddle. It didn't work for him. I mean, it worked for him for a while, but it got tired. It got really tired. I'm telling you guys, like it got really tired. I mean, I love Matt Riddle. Don't get me wrong. In the ring, he's really good in the ring. I'll give him credit for that in the ring. But him personally, like but it is what it is. But I'll respect his art in the ring though and stuff. But what were we saying? So yes, guys. So all that then Matt Riddle shoves Alex Hammerstone, which it sends him to bounce after Matt Riddle like he asked for it and he knows and he asks for it and everyone's balls were just joking around as the skyscrapers put Manscrews Kroger through a table and he sets it up and that's what happened. And the Manscrews Kroger threw freaking Manscrews Kruger through a table and stuff. And then Alex Hammerstone and Matt Riddle were still shrizzling outside. And the one thing they can always count on is MLW's ability to give us, you know what I'm saying? The best thing that MLW gives us is a stream wrestling, guys. MLW gives us a lot of stream freaking corny. Like I know some of the stuff is corny. It is corny, but I love some corny stuff. But it is what it is, guys. But it is what it is. And that's what happened, guys, in a no contest. Then the celebration to Yojima for reviving the Fighting Father Award for helping build MLW to what it is today. And he was presented with that award earlier with the evening by Court Bauer, the owner of MLW. Court Bauer, guys. That's the owner, Court Bauer, y'all. Then we had Virus fences Tim Perlero for the World Middleweight Championship. This match was great, guys. Let's talk about it. Even though Virus was Guerrero back essentially back and forth, boom, 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 good stuff, really good stuff, guys. And Tomero back essentially times the champ was still good to look as he fronts to escape the grab, and he was in, and he dodged a sense from Furious and flipped the man over into a crucifix pin position for a pinfall, and Fierce came close to winning as well. There wasn't too much of a need for a high flying action, and since most of it was kept on the mat and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. And then Virus takes a chance and ascends into crashing with Tomero, ascends into the protection floor, and Virus climbs to the top, and Tomero's again Temp Torero, Temp Torero, splash and split, following him there. Essentially, his challenger's headbutts him hard enough to fly him off, which was crazy. That was crazy. That was just nuts. That was just nuts, y'all. That was just nuts. And then Tim Lorero immediately falls into the strap, but he comes back by stripping Furious to land face first into the bottom turnbuckle, and an amazing Tuplex, my goodness, that Tuplex was awesome. From the champ nearly comes with a sense there, and Fierce comes sure to not let happen as he sends Tim Sterlero's body down to the mat from high, and whatever that was to come after a brainbuster maybe, and a Tomero breaks, kicks out regardless and stuff like that. And then Tomero makes an explosive comeback, and he sinks midair for a missile dropkick, and then performs a backbreaker cold red, and that's how he won with a backbreaker cold red, and that's how he won. Tim Torero defeated what's his name, the guy Virus, and that was good, guys. With Virus, and Virus was good. I love Virus, man. I'm telling you that guy is a legend. All these wrestlers are legends, even though they've never been to WWE, but they're legends to me, in my opinion. Then Then we had Yojima fences Full La Dora Jr. This match was good with Full La Jr. Guys, let's talk about it. So let's talk about it, guys. So since Yojima clearly that has the upper hand, and Full Dora's friend saw first to the grab him by the ankle and proceeds to spot him up in the background and close to the fence, and Akura was trying to get the ref to do his job, and full, full led Dora. I was thinking full la door. I was thinking full, full, full del door nearly stole this match. Luckily, Yojima remains in the game, and Sicily loves since into wrist to his advantage, and caught deep down he knows he's you know, he sucks butt and all that versus Yojima, and that's even more a sense when he's strapping into the corner and getting to his chest torn open. And since he couldn't flip the door from the top, Yojima's climbing back down to deliver cruise, a a cozy cutter instead, and there's stuff and all that, and then all that great stuff, and then yanking the ref from the ring and all that stuff, didn't make sure and all that, but that plays a part when Yojima had first door dead to right with the lariat, yet there was no official, and Akura had shoved the ref back into the ring right too late, and Yojima had to his approach, and Magnus saw this opportunity to trip Yojima into the corner, which caught him to land on his head, and first Dorora hits him with a low blow that finishes him with a cold red, and that's how he won too, with a cold red as well, guys. First Door Jr., and that's how he won, guys. Then backstage, the skyscrapers were ganging up on Men's Cruz Kroger, and the only miracle moment he can speak on was that the security guy with curly hairs slipping on his run over and here, huh, and all that. Just when they got Bishop Dyer and Dominic Dijak to back away, Brock Anderson whips in from behind with a chair to Mans Kroger's spine because of this, and Caesar Duran ascends a title match against Mitch Cruz Kroger, and Brock Anderson, and then hiding footage of Paul London, also again, Paul London, the legend Paul London, and Paul Wildenhauser, another legend, yelling at each other was eventually revealing after Slaughterhouse, and they didn't appear to be on the repairing stage of their friendship as when they were in opposite directions, squaring, guys. Then we had the main event. Mysto fences Austin Aries. Give a shout out to Austin Aries, his wrestling ability. A lot of y'all loved Austin Aries in TNA when he was in TNA back in the day in TNA Impact Wrestling. But let's talk about it, guys. This main event was good with Mysto fences Austin Theories in this match, guys. Let's talk about it. So Austin Theories makes has to resort to to trick to pretty tricks and since tactics to advantage, causing Mysto to get caught up in the ropes at some point, and Mysto recovers very fast as he kicks Austin Aries on the side of his head while he climbs the turnbuckle, and Austin Aries flutes on the recovering of the end of a Spanish fly, and they both land their. I'll say again. The both land their. I'll repeat it again, guys. I'll repeat it again. Austin Aries flies onto recovering of a Spanish fly, and they both land there to catch their breath. And Mysto slips into the cover, but they then Austin Aries has his foot on the bottom rope, and as Silcian and Austin Aries drives Mysto's neck through the ropes with a brainbuster, and essentially for Mysto to get a first bust as he sends whipping to his feet, and Austin Aries, also again, Austin Aries has since another brainbuster that rattles everyone's bones. I'll say again, Austin Aries is since another brainbuster that rattles everyone's bones, and pathetically, Austin Aries wanted a countout win, but Mysto wouldn't stay down, and essentially surprised when Austin Aries rolls free from the La Mesakara. I was thinking the La Mesakara. I was thinking La Mis La Misaka in a submission, and no one had come out of and since of and Smithington guys and stuff right there, Smithington and returns, and Mysto was able to escape the submission and hold, and he was under as well, and Austin Aries measured his man and charged in and gets the floor for his trouble before Austin Aries didn't like being told he was wrong, and he spotted the ref's face for not counting to the three, despite the fact that Mysto's foot was on the rope, and clearly Austin Aries stole the brushed knuckles from Caesar Duran's office and planned to use it on Mysto. Luckily, he saw it coming and moved out of the way as Austin Aries collides with the rail, which was amazing. That whole thing with the brushed knuckles trying to do the heel work and stuff and all that stuff, guys. And then Mysto didn't want to win by countout, so he pushed Austin Aries on the mat in a suicide and a body splash, and that's he won with a body slash, and that's how Mysto defeated Austin Aries, and that was your main event, folks. And I give this show a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10, folks. A 9 out of 10. Just like Halloween Havoc and Wrestledream, which I give Wrestledream a 9.5. I give Wrestledream a 9.5, folks. I give Wrestledream a 9.5. So we'll be here again, guys. I'm going to take a little breather, get a drink, and we'll be right back with CJD 2006 to talk about some SmackDown, cutting little pieces to SmackDown and stuff, and cut little pieces of the weekly show of NXT and stuff from the October 21st episode and the October 14th episode, and so on and so forth. And we'll be right back, folks. We'll be right back. Hi everyone, so we're back, y'all. We're back. We're going to talk about these TNA weekly shows that have happened. The two shows they haven't had weekly shows like with matches. Just the aftermath and a documentary about TNA Bounce for Glory, guys. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the documentary and talk about all of the good moments of Bounce for Glory. So let's talk about it. So yeah, they showed the moment of Mike Santana, winning the TNA World Championship and stuff, guys, which was awesome and stuff. And talking about his moment and stuff and all that great stuff as well. You know what I'm saying, guys, and all that stuff. And talking about his defeat over Trick Williams, with Trick Williams and stuff like that, and celebrating his victory with his daughter and stuff like that, guys. And then with the United States Marine lining the entranceway and his daughter watching from ringside, Steve Macklin requires Frankie Kazarian to recapture the TNA International Championship and stuff like that, which was good stuff right there and stuff, guys. And then it was and and I'll say it again, guys. It was an arena line pumping dream match when NXT Devon Evans challenged Leon Slater, which yes, it was a banger match. Like I said again, that match was a banger, but to the end, to the freaking end, like that was just bull crap, just a bunch of bull crap, baloney, just a bunch of baloney, in my opinion and stuff. And Leon Slater was talking about his moment and talking about how the match was so great with Devon Evans and stuff and all of that stuff. A lot of great stuff with him and that and stuff, and giving some credit to Leon Slater and Devon Evans. Leon Slater giving credit to Devon Evans. I'll repeat it again. I'll repeat myself again 100 times or more. But I'll say it again, guys. Leon Slater gave some praise to Devon Evans and stuff and all that with their match and stuff and all that. Then we had the third of the most official knockouts in TNA history. Mickey James and the Beautiful People and took their rightful place in the TNA Hall of Fame. And Mickey James was talking about all the good times that she had in the matches in 2010 with in TNA, all the matches that she had in 2010, in 2011 and 12 in TNA and all that stuff, all that great stuff. And then we had the insane Eric Young. Phil as thought he was robbed in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet and delivers an emotional warning, which was cool with him wearing a mask over his face, which was cool, looking like a robbery person, looking like a robbery person. Oh man, that was cool, man. That was cool. I'm telling you, that was some cool stuff right there. And then the Hardys and Team 3D, the Harley, the Dudley boys. I call them the Dudley boys, but the Hardys and the Dudley boys, Team 3D, re- rehaps the two wonderful tag teams of all time, the Goats. Wrote the last chapter in their legendary. I'll say again in their legendary rivalry, and one final table for both the TNA and NXT tag team titles and stuff in the end. And the Hardys were since supreme, and the Team 3D would retire from professional wrestling and stuff like that and stuff, and that's what happened right there and stuff. And the Hardys were talking about all their good memories with the Dudley boys, talking about their friendship with the Dudley boys and all the great moments with them backstage and all that great stuff and all that cool stuff as well, guys. And man, I'm telling you that was fun with After the Glory. Love that little stuff that they had. Not really a show, guys, so I won't give it a rating. So, okay. And the other one, too, I won't give it a rating either because they didn't have a show this week either. So, let's talk about that one now with the TNA Fade to Black. Oh, man, I'm telling you, this whole thing was good. Let's talk about it, folks. Let's talk about it. So the TNA president Carlos Solia presents the All-Star Award, All-Star the All-Star award. I mean to say the All-Star award to Chris Bay, who essentially decides it to the entire roster. And Chris Bay shares that watching TNA's talent inspires him through his recovery and motivating him to push pressure and therapy and continue driving towards victory together. And Eddie Edwards relives his, relives on his last turns with TNA. Nothing that presents his Boston roots in the company has never hosted a show there during his tournaments till now. And then Mike Santana's daughter spoke emotionally about his personal journey, recovering how much he has since to reach this point. Then a tribute video celebrating the beautiful people and Mickey James as they are introduced into the TNA Hall of Fame. And Mickey James express insurance. I'll say it again. Mickey James expresses deep, great great greater T saying the honor fells her years of dedication and Velvet Sky recalls idolizing the women who came before her and marvels at now standing along these icons. And Steve Macklin opens up about his fired local. I'll say it again. I'll repeat it again. Steve Macklin opens up about his fired loyalty, joking that he flipped someone off for his mother because to him it also means I love you. That's what I think about sometimes when I get angry too. I'll just say that to to myself sometimes, or whatever, vice versa or whatever. Then Frankie Kazarian shares that the Penn's wrestling being a father and husband defines him most and proudly calling his son an amazing son. Then comments led into a clip of Steve Macklin faces Frankie Kazarian for the TNA International Championship at Bound for Glory, and then Kalani Jordan, who discusses the NXT, also again NXT and TNA partnership, and she says it's giving her and the others the chance to I'll say it again. I'll repeat it again. I'll say it again, guys. Kalani Jordan, who discusses the NXT and TNA partnership, she says it gives her and others the chance you know what I'm saying, test. I'll say it again, to test to test themselves against the best, whether in NXT or TNA, NXT or TNA, or NXT or TNA. I repeat it again. Kalani Jordan, who discusses the NXT and TNA partnership, she says it gives her and others the chance to test themselves against the best, whether in NXT or TNA. Then Eddie Edwards receives on Wrestling Choice to home in Massachusetts for him, and it's a full circle moment filled with um with with gratitude. I'll say again, gratitude and pride. I'll say again, gratitude and pride. And post match, Eddie celebrates with Moose and Alicia Edwards, all sharing how the energy of the crowd pushed them to give everything they've got. And the special, most emotional moment at this time features Chris Bay recounting breaking his neck the night after last year's Bounce for Glory, leaving him paralyzed, and he creates his faith, positivity, which is good. Good stuff, man. Great faith, 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 faith. That's another word. That's another word. Faith, 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 folks. And stuff like that. And then TNA's expression for helping him walk again, and they show clips of his dramatic return, easily the best part of the special and stuff like that, guys, and all that. Then statement since the legendary rivalry between Team 3D and Matt and Jeff Hardy, and Devon recalls being there since at a gym. Well, Bully Ray shares stories from ECW and WWE, highlighting the Dudley Boys' uh, evolution, and the Hardys also recoup. Jeff remembers watching the Dudleys on ECW at 2 o'clock in the morning with his brother, and the special shows their daughter, and Bully Ray predicts fans will be left with a tear in their face and a real and emotional backstage footage considers Jeff Hardy an emotional reaction post match with Jeff with 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 Hardy. Also again with Hardy admitting he woke up at 2:30 a.m. and emotional asleep before the big moment in a arena line was emotional, and Bully Ray thanks the fans directly, saying their reactions are what truly matters. Well, Matt Hardy praises TNA since calling it well hot right now, and Mike Santana's journey clo- short closed the special, and he recalls debuting as an underdog with no presence and raising to become the TNA champion, and his daughter since with pride, saying he gives to life an amazing life to thanks to his restoration. I was thinking his deterioration. You know what I'm saying, guys? Deterioration and highlights of Mike Santana bounce for glory. His match against Trick Williams captures the moment and all that. And backstage, and Mike Santana thanks the entire roster, noticing this didn't happen without you. Keep rocking the roll. Keep rocking the roll, folks. And then the special closes off with Trick Williams fences Mike Santana with the TNA Bounce for Glory match and stuff, guys. And that's what happened on the show, guys. And that's what happened, guys. And I give this show not a score either because it's just a documentary. But I love the documentary, the whole documentary with Mickey James and all that stuff and all that. Just great stuff. TNA, 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 WWE, WWE, AEW, AEW, MLW, MLW, AEW, AEW, WWE, WWE, TNA, 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 Ring of Honor, Ring of Honor, Ring of Honor, Ring of Honor, ROH, 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 ROH. Oh man. CMLL, 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 Stardom, 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 Stardom. You know, oh man, had to do that so you folks know that I love all kinds of wrestling, and you give me the stuff that you guys do on the internet, but I don't give a damn. I'm going to try to do that, and it's good to not. So, so yes, guys. Oh man, we've been here almost for 3 hours, almost 3 hours, folks, and I don't care, and I do not care. Oh man, we're going to take a little breather here, guys, and when we'll be right back. Hey guys, we're back. Let's talk about NXT, folks. NXT, 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 NXT. The show. This was October 14th episode, guys. Let's talk about October 14th episode. The show opens with a promo from Ricky Saints, who issues a challenge to Trick Williams for Halloween Havoc, and Trick Williams appears on the Titantron to duck the challenge and says he fights Ricky Saints on his time, not on Ricky's time, and Ricky Saints was attacked backstage by Trick Williams, and in a backstage statement after, Leon Slater and Devon Evans were talking about how Dark State ruined their match at Bounds for Glory, and the Hardy Boys praised Devon Evans and Leon Slater as being the future of the industry of professional wrestling, and says that they have a match against the Dark State, which we talked about with the Halloween Havoc, which was an amazing match. And Dark State deserves those tag team titles. I'll tell you that, in my opinion. Even though they're heels, and I love their work, man. Then Kalani Jordan and Jordan Grace argued with each other backstage with some NXT um, ominous footage. I'll say it again. Ominous NXT ominous footage. And then Josh Brooks defeated Matt Cardona by pinfall. And then video package. Um, Linson Reed. I'll say it again. Linson Reed assaulted on Jason Nix. I'll say it again. Lennon Greed assault on Jasmine Nix, which she's no longer there, guys, and helps out JC Jane to beat Low Vice. We're highlighting, and she feels the new member of Feminine Influence, which I'm happy with that stuff, guys. I'm really happy with that stuff. But at the same time, like, how does it make sense to have her, you know what I'm saying? Have her, you know what I'm saying? To have her be a part of the group, you know, like it just made confusing because like the Jada Parker Francis Ruka match. You remember that guys at No Mercy, an NXT No Mercy? Like they had that match, but why did you have the match? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, why why did you have a replacement for Lindsay Greed and saying that she was hurt? And then you did this. It made no sense to me. It just made no sense, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You can say it was great, you can say it was bad, but to me it was just confusing. But yeah, guys, that was confusing, like I said. And then we had El Hijo del Dr. Widgeon Jr. Love that dude. Love that dude. That dude, El Hijo del Widgeon Jr. Fences Lexus King, which was good, which was a great match. And El Henson del Widgeon Jr. defeated Lexus King by pinfall. Then after the match, El Hell del Widgeon Jr. and Eden Page had a promo to set up a date of the death match, which we talked about for the Halloween Havoc, which I was disappointed of the outcome, but it was still a good match, but I was just disappointed with the outcome. And then Lorenzo Stacks challenged Leon Slater to a match for the X Division Championship, which he accepts. Oh, that's going to be good. Lorenzo Stacks fences him, man. I'm telling you, and all that stuff. Then Blake Monroe defeated Saria by pinfall. Then Eva announces a tournament to crown a future. I'll say it again. Eva Rain challenges a tournament to crown a future contender for the WWE Speed Championship against El Bronte Americano for the WWE Speed, like we were saying earlier. Then Honk and Tonk and the Colin and Chase U triple threat match was interrupted by OTM and attacked all three teams. And then Dark State attacked the Hardys backstage. And then Tatum Paisley won the Battle Royal to earn the NXT Championship. And that's how she went to Halloween Havoc and faced, JC Jane and became the champion with the help of Easy Dane, which we talked about earlier. You can go back and watch the video if y'all want to. We've been here for a long time. So yes, guys, that's all I have to say. So we're going to talk about SmackDown here really quick. We're going to talk about SmackDown stuff as well, which after I do this other NXT review with y'all, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys, if I said something weird, saying something. But anyways, I'm back, guys. I am back. So the show opens with a promo from Tatum Paisley along with a coin and talking about her NXT Women's Championship match at Halloween Havoc, and JC Jane and the Foro influence interrupt to talk down to Tatum Paisley and said she has no shot at winning, and fight ensues. And Easy Dame and Tatum Paisley challenge Fallen Haley and Lennon Green to a tag team match for later on. Backstage hype for the X Division Championship match was Stacks asking, I'll say again, Lorenzo Stacks asking, I'll say again, Lorenzo Stacks asking, um, I'll say again, Ariana Grace to an ascents company to him at ringside, and her, and her clover, culverine, I'll just say that, and her Col colorfully and got the tag shot because she's pulled some strings with her father, Santino Marella, and him reminding her that she's not chasing Lorenzo anymore, but not just Stacks. But not just Stacks, guys. That was really good stuff right there. I'll tell you, really good stuff. I'll repeat it again, and I'll repeat it again, guys. So, so there was backstage thing with the Lorenzo Stacks and Ariana Grace and Santino Marella told his daughter, you're not chasing after chasing chasing Lorenzo anymore. You're just just Stacks. She said you're just chasing over just Stacks, which was a good line and all that stuff. That was a good line right there and stuff. And I'll repeat it again. So Ariana Grace to her and since company to ringside and her cause collaborating and got the title shot because she pulled some strings with her daughter Santino Marella and him reminding her that she's not chasing Lorenzo anymore, but just Stacks. That was a good line. Then NX, then I'll say it again. I almost said NX. TNA, I didn't say NX. Now I never. Okay, TNA, we got TNA, I'll repeat it again. TNA, 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 X Division Championship. Leon Slater retains over Lorenzo Stacks by pinfall, which was a good match, guys. With Lorenzo Stacks fences him, that was really good. I'm telling you guys. Leon Slater fences freaking Lorenzo Stacks. Oh my goodness, it was a great match. It was a great match. That slapped hard. I want to see that again in the future, a rematch. I want to see another rematch, man. That's how good it was. Like the one with Devon Evans and freaking Leon Slater, man. I'm telling you. Great stuff, I'll tell you. But I'll repeat it again. The TNA X Division champion Leon Slater defeated Lorenzo Stacks and retained his TNA X Division Championship. And following the match, it was announced that Devon Evans and Leon Slater would face Love Parker and Mr. Iguana, which we talked about that already. Then the Speed tournament match, Jasper Troy defeated Zachary Wentz. I'll say it again, guys. The Speed tournament match, Jasper Troy defeated Zachary Wentz by pinfall, which was, I really don't care about this spin. They did. It's like, the spin titles, like, but that's just my opinion. Then Kalani Jordan's been kicked out of the women's locker room because she had Troy. As I'll say again, Kalani Jordan had been kicked out of the women's locker room. I'll repeat it again. Kalani Jordan's been kicked out of the women's locker room because she has choose to be on Team TNA. She chose Team TNA at Showdown, and Jordan Grace tried to stand up for her, only for Jordan to get upset and says that Grace is just jealous of her because yet to win a title in NXT, because Jordan Grace has not won a women's title in NXT yet. But she was a champion in TNA and Impact. I'll tell you, Jordan Grace was great as freaking a TNA Knockouts Women's Champion. I can tell you guys that, though. I'll give a shout out to freaking Jordan Grace, and I always will. Jordan Grace is great freaking women's wrestler. I'll tell you that. She's muscular and great in the ring. Man, I'll tell you that one for real though. Um, so then, so the other thing we had was the Hardy. I'll say it again, guys. I'll repeat it again. Then we had the Hardys. I'll repeat it again. The Hardys, the Hardys revealed a video package that the NXT Tag Team Championship match at Halloween Havoc would be a broken rules match. We've already talked about that and stuff. Then since Soruka is injured and they didn't sure when she would be cleared to complete, Saria took her, and Soruka said she said yes to have her spot to face the get a chance to be the North American champion and face Blake Monroe, but Blake Monroe won that match, and it was a good match with Saria, back and forth, which we talked about and stuff, guys, and all that stuff. And Saria, or I'm going to say Soruka's injured and it's going to be gone for a while. I don't know when she'll be back, but I hope the speed of recovery, like I said again, because Soruka is great. I'll tell you, Soruka, good stuff, good stuff. I'll tell you that, guys. I really hope she has a speed of recovery, and all the wrestlers that are gone right now, I hope they have a speed recovery and come back soon because we really need them, man. Like we really need Swerve Strickland to be coming back and Will Ospreay coming back in the future. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's sooner than later. In my opinion, hopefully it's sooner than later. But we'll see what happens. But it is what it is, injuries are sometimes are 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, Some of them just take some time off and do other stuff with their lives, but you never know. You just never know. But appreciate the one person watching me again. But anyways, guys, that's what happened right there. Then we had the speed tournament match with Exum defeating Shane I'll say again, Legend. I'll say it again, guys. I'll repeat it again. Exum. I'll say it again. Exum defeated Shane Legacy. I'll say again, Shane Legacy. I'll repeat it again, guys. Exum defeated Shane Legacy in the speed tournament, which I really don't, like I said again, I just don't. But Exum, good for him, you know what I'm saying? Good for Exum, but, I don't care about that speed tournament stuff. I never watched speed, and I only watched that one match, and they just don't give enough time for speed. Like, speed should be at least 15 minutes, not freaking 3 or 5 minutes long. But it used to be on X, I believe. It used to be on X. Y'all can comment in the comments section about that, you replay reviewers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. If you don't, that's fine. But anyways, guys, I'll say it again and I'll repeat it again. The speed tournament match, Exum defeated Shane Legacy by pinfall. Then Fenya, Eden Page, I'll say it again, Fenya, Eden Page talked about El Hijo del Witchin Jr. to hype up their match for Halloween Havoc, which we talked about. Then OTM, I'm really happy that they're back. OTM, I am so happy that OTM is back in NXT, guys. So OTM defeated the Belly Boys, which Honk and Tonk, Honk and Tank. I mean to say Honk and Tank. I say Honk and Tonk. I mean to say Honk and Tank. I'll just say that Honk and Tank. Honk and Tank lost to OTM. I'll say it again. OTM defeated Honk and Tonk. I'll say it again. Honk and Tank. I'll say it again. OTM defeated Honk and Tank by pinfall. I'll repeat it again. OTM defeated Honk and Tank by pinfall, folks. I'll say it again. OTM defeated freaking Honk and Honk and Tank. Honk and Tank. I'm not going to call them the Belly Boys. Why are they calling the Belly Boys? The Belly Boys. Can you tell me, guys, what? I just said it and then I think about it and I'm like, the Belly Boys. What the heck is that? Let me know, WWE fans, the ones that are really fanatics of WWE. I used to be a fanatic of WWE. I'm still a fanatic of them, but not as much as I used to be. Um, but yes, guys. Then we had Photo Influence, JC Jane, and Linson Reed defeating the Calling, Tatum Paisley, and Easy Dame by pinfall. And Tatum Paisley ends up standing tall through after a post-match fight And then a contract signing, Ricky Saints and Trick Williams settle their Halloween Havoc match for the NXT Championship, which was great stuff, guys. And then then all that great stuff on NXT was good, guys. I'll tell you that. That was really good stuff. I'm telling you guys. And then OTM, OTM is with Bronco and Price, Bronco and Price, OTM with Price and Bronco and stuff. That's the people that are in the OTM, and Jada Parker and all that great stuff. So yes, guys, that's what is happening on NXT, or yeah, NXT. NXT has been doing great. NXT, I'll give NXT props. I'll give Shawn Michaels props. That's the best thing out of the whole freaking company of WWE is NXT, guys. NXT, TNA, NXT, NA, 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 NXT, NA. Sorry, guys, I had to repeat that. I love that stuff. Love NXT, NA, NXT, NA, NXT, NA. Oh man, I really hope this partnership keeps doing good, because if they don't, I'm gonna be shaking my head like that. I want to be like shaking my head like, just why? I'll be like, why? Why? Just like, why? If something happens bad, I'll be like, why? Just why? But anyways, guys, oh man, oh man, I'm telling you guys, love being on here with you guys. Try to do more live streams when I can. And I'm not the best. I'm not the best, and I will never claim that I'm the best. But I'll try to claim myself to be better than these other people that freaking ask for money and take your stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. That's just me. And I mean, if I get big and I started getting that stuff, I would probably try to do something good for the community. You know what I'm saying? Not for the wrestling community, for the community. Which that's a long story. That's a long story, y'all. But yeah, you guys can ask your questions still and stuff. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I really do love y'all. So I really do, guys. I love y'all. And I appreciate all the love and support as always and stuff. And just wrestling is really good to me right now, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. If you think wrestling is not that good, that's your opinion. But I think it's a great time for me with match quality, when it comes to match quality. Because back then, it would be quick match, quick match. Oh, quick video package, quick video package with WWE. They used to give women only like how many minutes? Like 5 minutes or 6 minutes? Are you freaking kidding me? Women don't deserve that. The women deserve that as much as the man do. The women deserve as much as the women do in that ring. They do. Being there, like the match that I seen with CMLL with Per Stephanie versus Tekla was like, this means when I do this, that means good stuff, good stuff. That's what it means. But anyways, guys, appreciate you guys coming in. All the live viewers and replay viewers. I know I don't get that much people, but it doesn't freaking matter to me at all. It really doesn't give a dang how many people are in here. 0 people, 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 4, 5, 6, 7. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter to me. I do this just to make myself feel good. And I love professional wrestling, and I love talking about other stuff as well. But we'll talk about that stuff here in a bit when I'm done with all of this stuff. So yes, guys, so yeah, put your thoughts in. Like I said again, sorry, I repeat myself because I got nothing else to say right now off of my chest. Um, do I give you guys the other details? We got 4 more revolt results to talk about of wrestling related. And I don't care if you make fun of me, and I don't give a damn. So there you go with that one. And there you go with that one. And there you go with that one. And there you go with that one. Okay. So let's talk about AEW Collision this week. Oh my goodness. AEW Collision was good in my opinion. Oh my goodness. Last night's AEW was really good, guys. Collision was really good last night, in my opinion. There were some claws, but let's talk about it. So Heyman Adam Page has a warning for the Hobbs, and they should have known better that. I'll say it again. Hangman Adam Page had a warning for the Hobbs. They should have known better than to make an enemy out of him. And after stabbing the cowboy in the back, and Hangman will hunt Samoa Joe and ruin his life. I'll say it again. Hangman will hunt Samoa Joe and ruin his life. Hangman Adam Page. Then Pac is going to remind the world that the Death Riders still dominate AEW. Then Pac defeated Tomohiro Ishii, and Pac was flanted by Maria Shafir and Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia, and the Stone Pet Bowl was solo. I love that move. The Stone Pet Bowl. The Stone Pet Bowl was solo, and the Death Riders interfere throughout, and Pac focused on damage Ushi right shoulder with Tuplex and Brainbuster and Piledriver, and the pain slowly Ushi, but he wouldn't stay down, and Wheeler Yuta blast a running knee onto the floor, and Pac followed by a running lariat for the win, and that's how Pac won, and that was good. Give it up to Pac and Tomohiro Ishii. Give it up to both of them, man. Give it up to both of them, I tell you. Give it up to both of those guys. Give it up to both of them, man. Then, then we had Tekla versus Mia. Give it up to both of those women. Give it to Mia and Tekla. Tekla and Mia, guys. Let's talk about it. So, Tekla defeated Mia Sharakawa and Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Let's see, excuse me. Burped right there. Excuse me. Tekla, once again, Tekla, I'll repeat again. Tekla, love Tekla. Tekla defeated Mia, and I love Mia too, guys. Mia is really good too, Mia. And Julia Hart and Sky Blue mostly down to the ring to interfere, and Tekla assists the Spider Tuplex when Tekla charged for the Spider Spear, and Mia was quickly to the draw for a running knee, and Mia unloaded a fury of strikes and a flying sling blade as Mia sets up the Glaberius driver, and Hart and Blue create a distraction on the apron. Sky Blue and Julia Hart distract on the apron, create a distraction. Sky Blue and Julia Hart, and then Mia pops them with punches. When Mia turns around, Tekla bounces for a spear, and then the death trap submission, and that's how she won, and that's how Tekla won with the death trap submission, and that's how she won. Then we had Ty Mello and Energy talking about building up the tag division, and they have been a team for years. Well, these fresh duos are ego and trying to grab gold, and I was thinking Ty Conti, Ty Mello, either one you can call her Ty Mello or Ty Conti, and Energy were interrupted by um um Marie, Marina. I can't pronounce her name really good, but Maria, Maria. Also again, Maria Elsie. Also again, um, Mar, Maria. I'll just say that. Maria. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but Maria Elsie and Knox Newell, aka Tiger Knox. I'm telling you guys, Tegan Knox, also again Tegan Knox, aka Tegan Knox, teaming up with Maria Elnies, also again Maria Elnie also again Maria Else and Nix Newell, aka Tegan Knox, also again Tegan Knox from WWE, guys. Tegan Knox, and for all the people that want to talk crap about Tegan Knox, get alive. Get alive. Get alive. That's just my opinion. And challenging a step by Titan J, known as NJ and Ty Mello. Then we had M and X. I'll say it again, guys. M and M TV. I'll say it again. M and M TV. Um, M and M TV. Casting call, and Olympia defeated Tyler Valkyrie. This match, I'm telling you, this match made me just disappointed. Really freaking disappointed with Alumia fences Taya. Let's talk about it anyways. Let's just talk about how bad this freaking match was. So this match was a comedy swash, and the open challenge in the CMLL Luchadora dominated Taya to win on a fireman carry facebuster, and Olivia will challenge Mercedes Moné for the CMLL women's title at a future date. So this was a exposure to hype around guys and stuff, and that's what happened right there. And hopefully we'll get Mercedes Moné fences Olivia in a better match because this Taya Valkyrie match was only like freaking 2 minutes. Could have given her more minutes. Tony, you could have used Taya for 10 minutes at least, 10 or 15 minutes more instead of two. What the heck is 2 freaking minutes, bro? What the hell is 2 minutes? Are you thinking that we shouldn't waste our time for women in collision and just do that more often instead of doing these 400K tag matches? I'm sorry, I'm calling out for some of the stuff that makes me disappointed. I mean, those matches are great. Don't get me wrong; those matches are great. Like I have said, I repeat it again and I'll repeat it again. Those those 400K tag matches, they're fun to watch. But when will you just focus on 45 minutes of women's wrestling and then the other half of that stuff? But that's just my opinion. You can disagree with me and say, "Oh, that will kill AW," or "That can this, that, or vice versa, yada, yada, yada." You guys in the comment section could say that. That's your opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion until you start acting like a fool, a big fool, in my opinion. But that's a long story. Okay, number one contender for Dynamite, we got Bobby Lashley fences Ricochet, fences Hook, fences Samoa Joe, and the winner will challenge Hangman for the world title at Full Gear. And I'm going with Lashley, 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 Lashley. Then we had Ace Austin fences Brian Keith, which was a great match, guys. And Ace Austin defeated Brian Keith. And Ace styled early on Brian Keith, then Brian Keith, the bounty hunter, that's his gimmick. The bounty hunter Brian Keith turns the side with an exploder suplex over the rope, and Ace Austin rallies with an ascent to win with the fold, and the Bang Bang Gang joins Ace to celebrate, and Don Callis chugs up with the tensions between Okada and Tutesta as essentially superlater athletes teasing each other, and all is well in the family. And Callis will bring the peace by holding as a submit on Dynamite, and then then Dalton Castle. I'm so happy that Dalton Castle is back in AEW too. I am so happy with Dalton Castle being back, y'all. I am so happy with Castle being back. I am so happy with Castle being back. So Dalton Castle and the Outrunners are on a roll, and the secret to their ascent is the acclaim, the future acclaim, the future acclaim. Um, Max, Max Caster, Matt Caster. I was thinking Matt Caster. I'll repeat again. Matt Caster and Anthony Bowens were off screen arguing, and all that noise chewing up in the interview time for Dalton Castle and his boys. Then we had Hook defeating Chris Grinson in this match. Oh my goodness. Why can't we just have Hook have a 20 to 25-minute match? Why can't we just have Hook have a long match instead of 2 minutes? Again, 2 or 3 minutes. What the heck is that? What the heck is that, Tony? What the heck is that? What the heck is that, bro? What the heck is that? Sorry, I'm just saying. That's just my opinion. But let's talk about it. Domination win by random submission after the match. Eddie Kingston had a steel chair to keep the front house away, and I was sitting in. Hook defeated Griff Grinson. And then Lumia is in Mercedes' house, and she wants the CMLL Women's World Championship. And that match will go down on Saturday, this coming Saturday, guys. And I'm looking forward to it. And I already know, I have a feeling that Mercedes is going to retain and defeat Olivia again. So we'll see what happens, but I'm just thinking Mercedes will retain. Then we had Jimmy Hater and Queen Amanada are cut from the same cloth, and they hit hard and will take off heads to win the tag titles. And the Sisters of Sin take credit for the creation of the new division, and they are coming to win. Then Then we had the main event, the 400,000 All-Star Jet Speed and the Jurassic Express defeated the Young Bucks and FTR, and Stokely halfway cheat early by throwing powder in Kevin Knight's face, but a super kick from Matt Jackson couldn't put Jet away, and the match persists with teamwork from FTR and the Bucks on combo moves, and they went for a four-way BTE trigger, but Luchadors ducks the Rhino power up with strong slams for the baby faces and all that. Then Mike Bailey connects on a tornado DD, tornado kick, a tornado tick. I'll say it again. Mike Bailey connects on a tornado kick to Dex, and Dex Hardwood and Kevin Knight land a UFO splash on Cash Wheeler for the double pin to win, and that's how the match happened. And it was a great freaking all-star match, guys. Even though it was an eight-man tag for 400,000, but like I said again, I just think we should have one-on-one women's matches at the main event every time. That would be sick. Just imagine every time a main event, Dynamite and Collision would be that every time instead of a eight-man tag. But that's just my opinion. You love eight-man tags and you think that's the best thing. To me, the best thing is women's wrestling. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Okay, guys. Then they, I'll say it again. Then they might have lost track on who was the legal man, so Jet Speed scored two pinfalls to be safe, and Jack Perry handles a single bill of his prize money to the Bucks, and the show closes with a big announcement and the commentary's past words that Tony Khan booked a number one contender for the four-way on Dynamite with the same thing with the AEW World Title. With the AEW World Title number one contender, we're going to get another one number one contender Wednesday with the winners facing Bro Dito for the tag titles, and FTR is in it, the Young Bucks are in it, and the Jurassic Express is in it, and Jet Speed is in it. And my choosing is Jurassic Express. I would love to see a Jurassic Express fences the AEW World Tag Team Champions Bro Dito. Imagine Bro Dito versus Jurassic Express. I mean, that's going to be good, but they're both baby faces. But I think with Tony Khan, he's probably going to have the Young Bucks face Bro Dito at Full Gear. I just have that feeling. I think it's going to be the Young Bucks versus Bro Dito. I just have that feeling that Tony Khan is going to do that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, guys. And I'm going to take a little breather here, and then we'll talk about Dynamite, and then we'll talk about SmackDown, and we'll wrap this up. Okay, what's up, everybody? Now we're going to talk about Friday Night SmackDown, guys. Friday Night SmackDown lately has been, better than freaking Raw, you know, but that's just my opinion. But if you take the commercials off of this SmackDown, it would be a little bit more better, I'll tell you. The commercials drive you nuts, I'll tell you. On USA Network, my goodness, drive you nuts. But if you have a VPN, good for you. If you have a VPN, good for you. You know what I'm saying? Good for you guys. Good for you. For the people that have a VPN, great stuff. Great stuff, man. Okay, let's talk about it. Cody Rhodes opens the show with a promo about how Nick Aldis made the Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu match a number one contender match, and Ray Phoenix was attacked backstage by MFT backstage, and then the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair defeated Soruka and Saria by submission. And then backstage, Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes had an interaction. Also again, backstage, Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes had an interaction. And Alexa, also again, backstage, Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes had an action. Then Aleister Black, and Selena Vega had a promo backstage. I'll say it again. Repeat it again, not backstage. My bad. Apologies, apologies. Repeat it again, repeat it again, repeat it, repeat. Okay. Aleister Black and Selena Vega had a promo statement, and then the Miz and Sami Zayn had a backstage statement implying the Miz would answer the open challenge only for Dragunov to return, and that's what happened. And the open challenge for the Men's United States Championship was Dragunov versus Sami Zayn, and Dragunov deserves to be United States champion. Put it up to Dragunov, man. Dragunov, good job, good job, good job, Triple H, for having him as champion now. Good job. Dragunov, 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 Dragunov. Yeah, baby. Yes, baby. Yes, 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 yes. I'm sorry, acting funny, guys. Sorry, but just happy. I'm just happy with Dragunov defeating Sami Zayn and becoming the new United States champion. And then MFT then attacks both to Ray Phoenix makes the save and followed by the Wyatt Six and falls up. And then Tiffany Stratton was interviewed backstage about her loss at Crown Jewel, and King James interviews to talk some trash, leading to a match set for next week between the two and stuff like that, which happened and stuff, guys. I talked about it in a short, I believe. I talked about it in the short. And then the Murder Machine Guns defeated Lowell Garza by pinfall, and then Nathan Frazier. I was thinking Nathan Frazier and Exum and DIY, known as Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, had a run in backstage, and then Jacob Fatu was attacked backstage, assisted by Drew McIntyre, who denied it, who figured he could be the number one contender by forfeit, only for Cody Rhodes to come out, leading to a title match directly. And Drew McIntyre defeated Cody Rhodes by disqualification after Cody Rhodes used the title belt. And yeah, and that wasn't cool with the disqualification, but it was what it is. And I gave that show a 7. There was some clauses in that. But that was the last Smack. That's the last SmackDown you ever get a review of. Sorry to say that. And the Raw stuff. I told you in the short that to you. You won't get that stuff anymore either. So yes, guys. I'm going to tell you this, guys. Man, oh yeah, I forgot Dynamite. I forgot about Dynamite for freaking some reason. Thanks, I had to remind myself with Dynamite. Oh man, I had to think about Dynamite for a second. I was like, oh you know what I'm saying? But anyways, guys, Dynamite was very good. It really was. It was really good. And freaking getting presented by DC for all the people talking crap about saying, oh, they're gonna die, they're gonna die. Like, shut up. Just shut up and get a life. Get a life. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And this company is going to stay for a while, and I hope the best for AEW. I hope AEW stays for a long, 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 long time and stays forever, like WWE. I hope AEW stays as long as WWE does. And for all the people saying, "Oh, I want to," you're not a real wrestling fan in my eyes. You're not. You're just not. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. You want to just agree with me or disagree with me, you can. But that's just my opinion, guys. But man, I'm telling you guys, man, I'm telling you, dude, man, I'm telling you guys, AEW is doing so good. I'm telling you guys, my opinion. I am enjoying AEW so far. I went to that show, you remember, in Kansas City. I believe it wasn't. It wasn't this week. It was the week before. Yeah, it was the week before. I went and I had a blast. I had a freaking blast being there for 3 hours for Dynamite and Collision. That was cool. That was so freaking cool. I'm telling you guys, that was so cool. I'm telling you guys and stuff. So yeah, guys, I'm telling you guys, that was so cool. I'm telling you, oh man, it was so awesome. Oh man, man, I'm telling you guys, that stuff. I'm telling you guys. Oh man, I'm telling you guys, it was that good. I'm telling you guys. We're going to talk about it here. So so we're going to talk about it here in a second. I'm going to take a little breather again. So yes, guys. Okay, guys. So yes, guys, you had freaking this match. The opener was so good with the Hobbs versus the Heart Syndicate, which was so good. It was so good, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, boom, 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 and freaking the Hobbs freaking retained, which was great, guys, with Samoa Joe and Shibata and Powerhouse Hobbs defeating Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP. That was so good. And then Samoa Joe and Shibata and Powerhouse Hobbs got their fifth official title defense as AW ruled Trios champions. And then we had Jimmy Hayter and Cream Amanada defeating the top gods, Megan Bain and Cecily Ford and Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale and the Sisters of Sin in the four-way tag match, which was good for Jimmy Hayter and Cream Amanada. Give it up to Cream Amanada and Jimmy Hayter. I was so happy for them. But I really wanted to win in this match. I wanted Top Gods to win. I really wanted Megan Bain and Cecily Ford to win. I really wanted Top Gods to win. Then then we had a good match to it ended in a disqualification with John Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. It was a good match, but it ended in a DQ. That was a disappointment in my opinion. Then we had Mark Briscoe and Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong defeating the Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli and Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. You know the congregation of Mark Briscoe and Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong defeating the Death Riders, Claudio and Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. Then we had the main event with Okada versus Bandito. Man, I'm telling you, which was great. That was a great main event, and Okada retained his title. Okada retained the AEW and qualifying title. I'll say it again. And I'll say it again. Okada defeated Bandito to retain his AEW and qualifying title, guys, and stuff, and much more. And that was so much fun, guys, and stuff. And there was some good stuff with backstage stuff as well. That was really good stuff on backstage stuff as well, guys. And this is why I do this stuff on my other thing because it gives me a hard time if I just do it on here and stuff. But So yeah, guys, we'll talk about something real quick after I tell you guys a little bit of the backstage stuff, which we had the backstage stuff with, the other statement, the one with Chris Statlander and Mercedes Monet and Harley Cameron. That was funny with Harley Cameron with the, with the Harley Cameron with the, the puppet with the puppet thing talking and stuff and saying CEL and freaking and then Mercedes Monet comes out there and then and then she says and then she goes out there and then she says, how do you like about that, huh? And then freaking out of nowhere, Mercedes Harley Cameron's in a hoodie, and then freaking Crystal Lantern comes out of nowhere and then freaking smashes Mercedes Monet's face in the cake, guys. Smashes Mercedes Monet's face in the cake, which was awesome. That was an awesome spot of the show. That was awesome in my opinion. And then freaking that was so funny from my people that I talked to, saying, that that whole thing, they can't be having cakes, man. They can't have all of these things, man. It's not for the kids, man. Oh man. Oh, they're gonna think about doing that in school, throwing a kid in the face with cake, man. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. These people never change, don't they? These people that hate on AEW. If it's not for a tank thing with doing hardcore crazy stuff, they'll complain about a cake thing. But it is what it is. It is what it is, folks. Oh man, I'm telling you, it is what it is, folks. Oh man, oh man. And then the other thing too with Renee Paquette, a lot of great stuff with Renee Paquette and stuff as well with Renee Paquette, her backstage work as well and stuff, and Tony Giovanni and so on and so forth as well. Guys, I give credit to that as well and stuff. Okay, guys, now we're going to talk about the stuff afterwards with the Harley with Jimmy Hater and the Prima Monata match and stuff after their win. So the post match, Jimmy Hater gets on the mic and she says tag team wrestling is fantastic and she doesn't want to wait to make their choice. They've been pain in their horse, so they want Sisters of Sin in the first round. And then backstage, Young Bucks are causing a conversation outside Tony Khan's office as they demand another money match. Then Renee Paquette rolls up and they say they will wrestle with anyone against anyone. And Tony Khan comes out of his office and says he'll put some money up for them to fight Jurassic Express and Jet Speed in a $400,000 match, which we talked about, Collision. And then the Bucks made nice, and Stokely Hathaway gives Nick Jackson a shiny dollar bill since the holidays are coming up, and we go to the break. And then Renee Paquette is in the ring, which is set for Mercedes Monet's celebration, which I told you with the puppet stuff and all that stuff and all that great stuff. And I'll say it again, guys. And Chris Statlander electrocutes face buster her into the cake and then slams her through the table, which was amazing. Just amazing, guys. And then we get a post-match comment from Jon Moxley after Wrestledream and says he was Darby Allin's strength that won the day and his assistly on wave ascents to self-destruction, but one day it'll be his downfall, and tomorrow they get back to work, and he has his own unraving sense to be being the best, and the Death Riders' only competition is themselves. Nobody in pro wrestling does what he does, and nobody can hold a candle to the setter. They stat they state they stat I'll say again they stat I'll say it again, guys. Hold a candle to the setter. They set, and sometimes you make a promise, you give everything you have, and you really believe you can pull it off, and then you fold. So Darby makes him a liar, but doesn't matter how Wrestledream went because he knows exactly who he is. Then, then the whole match over after Kyle O'Reilly and Jon Moxley. The post match, the Conjuration and the Death Riders hit the ring and stand off while Jon Moxley and Maria Shafir slip out through the crowd as we go to the break. And that's what happened right there and stuff. And then the Death Riders fences, the Conjuration, con, the conglomeration and stuff like that after their match. The post match, Pac Sicily hits the ring and attacks Mark Briscoe in the ropes, and Ushi makes the save, and Moxley is at ringside, and Maria Shafir blasts the stone pebble with an uppercut to the German, the German, the German arena, and OC punches, blocks, and Claudio military pressed him at the desk as he clears, and Darby Allin slides in the ring and takes Claudio Castagnoli out at the knee with Sting's bat, and Orange Punch connects, and that's what happened right there, guys. And then the Renee Paquette interviews Mercedes Moné backstage, face still covered in cake and freaking out. And Athena rolls up and says Mercedes Moné looks great, and they're both here to make a legacy of their own, and it's time they do it again as AW Women's World Tag Team Champions. And Mercedes Moné clears cake off her face and says she likes the sound of that. And Athena pulls her away to go to makeup and get clean up, all with all that whole mess that she had with her face with the cake that freaking Chris Statlander put her through the table with. And then Kyle Fletcher makes his entrance and flanked by Don Callis and all that good stuff. And they get in the ring and hug, and Kyle gets on the mic and demands San Antonio to say his full name at Wrestledream and defends his title for the sixth time in a matter of months, and did so. They put in one of his greatest rivals to date down, and Mark Briscoe then essentially between the read 3-2 in his favor, but wouldn't be back and forth. It's done between them, and he has proved essentially that he has Briscoe's number, and they could wrestle a billion more times, and he'll beat him a billion more times, and further proving that he'll be our TNT champion for a very, very long, long, long time. And then Mark Briscoe, he says, as Fletcher grows up, he'll learn that he doesn't need to talk so dang much. Next time he keeps running his mouth a billion times, this and a billion that, and a billion this, that, and the other, and he'll be dang if he's not going down and research. It doesn't need to be billions of times. He wants one more shot and he's not making excuse or begging. He's been icing his balls all weekend, but that besides the point. He just wants one more shot, and Don Callis whispers something in Kyle's ear and says he has something to say to Mark Briscoe. And what I'm saying, Don Callis whispered in something in Kyle's ear. I'm talking about Kyle Fletcher, y'all. I'm talking about Fletcher. And he said he said he has something to say to Mark Briscoe, and he's a great wrestler, no doubt. He's a great wrestler, no doubt, and he got a lot of respect for his ability, but he's sounding disrated tonight. And if off point, I was thinking off putting. But why wouldn't he be separated? He's got like 10 kids at home. That's not a family. That's a financial burden. Don Callis said that's a financial burden, which that was really disrespectful from Don Callis when he said it's a financial burden. Then he needs a family like the Don Callis family where they all support each other. So as great as he thinks Mark Briscoe, I'll say it again. He needs a family like the Don Callis family where they all support each other. So as great as he thinks Mark Briscoe is, he can't tell him what he wants to hear because he will tell him what he needs to hear. No. And then we go to the break, and then they hype up the 8 tag bracket for the AW Women's World Tag Team Championship tournament revealed, which in my opinion I'm kind of disappointed with it and all of that, but it is what it is. And then Renee Paquette is interviewed Mia backstage about teaming up with Tony Storms in the tournament, and Mia says she hasn't heard from Tony since the pay-per-view, but there's the timeless love bomb, and they're going to win the tournament. And Tekla rolled up to talk trash to tell Mia she still has her mind and her dis the dis dig dig dignity. I'll say again, her dignity, and her life. And Mia challenged her to a match on Collision, which we talked about and all that, and that's what happened right there, guys. Then the main event. Then the main event with Okada and Bandito. After the match, the Don Callis family hit the ring to celebrate, and Tutesta appears on the stage holding his IWGP World Title, and Don Callis and Kyle Fletcher go out to chat with him, and that's what happened, guys. And yes, guys, I give this Dynamite an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10, folks. An 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10, folks. An 8 out of 10. And to me, wrestling is a great time. It really is. It's a real wonderful time and stuff, guys. And I love it. And I really do, guys. And that's all I have to say, guys. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells as always, guys. No matter what, I try my best to my ability. And some words are hard for me, so I repeat it over and 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 over. And if you don't like that, too bad, too sad. Too bad, too sad. But anyways, guys, I appreciate all the love and support from Slash Del Soul, Prince Idol, and Mass Frost, and all the other people as well. I give a shout out to them. They've been there with me since day one. Mass Frost, Prince Idol, and Slash Del Soul, and everybody else. I give them a shout out too. And anyways, guys, this is Christopher Jackson Denver. I was thinking that's what CJD stands for. Christopher Jackson Denver. I was thinking, guys, this is Christopher Jackson Denver. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit those notification bells, guys. And this is Christopher Jackson Denver 2006. I'll repeat it again. This is Christopher Jackson Denver 2006 CJD. I'll repeat it again. CJD. And I'll repeat it one more time. CJD. I'll repeat it again because, my mind thinks about fast pace and all of that. So this is CJD. I'll repeat it again, guys. This is CJD 2006. I'll repeat it again. This is CJD 2006. Don't forget to like the video, hit those notification bells, and hit the bell. And peace out and take care, guys. Peace out and take care. And go Broncos and go Nuggets. I'll say it again. Go Broncos and go Nuggets!